Used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
Two things you can't argue: everyone loves free, and everyone loves chocolate chip cookies. Get to the Penguins mobile app and grab your offer for a free chocolate chip cookie from select Crumble locations on any Penguins home game day. From Crumble, official partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Just like defensemen have to protect the crease, you have to protect the paint of your car. Mr. Magic Car Wash is offering a free Paint Protect Wash valued at $25 to all new customers. Visit MrMagicCarWash.com to redeem your free wash today.
Dear team, thanks for showing up for me with the best face paint and taunting the other team in the kindest way. For standing on your seat when I need the support and screaming until your throat hurts because you know it makes a difference. For wearing my number, for being the best teammates a player could ask for. At Highmark, we're proud to be cheering alongside the best teammates, fans like you, because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, official fans.
When you're craving a savory snack that's energy boosting, nitrate free, high in protein, and full of flavor, you want the original Mr. Donair beef jerky. High quality protein, finest U.S. beef cuts. Nitrate-free, premium meat snacks, power play performance. Mr. Donair, proud to be the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
This is the Pittsburgh Penguins Hockey Network. This copyrighted broadcast is the property of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Any rebroadcast or reproduction of all or part of this broadcast, or any descriptions or accounts of this game therein without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Penguins is strictly prohibited.
Welcome to the Old Tonight. 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 Welcome to the Old Tonight.
Time for 2 minutes with the Old Two-Nighter. Brought to you by your Pittsburgh area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing.
Welcome to the Old Two-Nighter. Pens and Flyers. We're joined now by longtime analyst, longtime player, Ray Ferraro. You've been in this league over 40 years, which is unbelievable, Ray. But, you know, I want to talk about the Frozen Frenzy because you're calling the game for ESPN. Now, if you were not working a game, take me back to your not a humble abode, your compound that you live in over in the, it's a compound, yeah, in the West Coast there. Would it just be one TV on and the remote clicking away? Would you bring in 2 or 3 TVs with the Frozen Frenzy going on?
No, picture-in-picture. With the 4-screen, and with the thing that I love about it is once the first 2 games get going, there's no need to watch an intermission anymore. And so you got 15 to 18 minutes, you will catch a couple other games. It's a really fun way to watch. And so because there's so many chances to watch or options to watch, is if one game doesn't catch your eye, you just change that screen and you move on to the next. And I love it. I think it was a really good idea. I'm hopeful the league can do it a couple of times a year. Of course, this year they can't with the Olympics, but I think it's a really great idea.
Last one for you, about 30 seconds. I want to ask you about your son, Riley, because this weekend, it's a big weekend. Penn State's at Ohio State, big football game on Saturday afternoon. The night before, Penn State soccer is playing Ohio State at 7 o'clock. Your son's a freshman at Penn State. For people who might be listening, going to that game in Columbus, maybe go down Friday night and watch a good soccer game, right?
Well, I'll tell you, Penn State is an amazing place. Cammie and I were just there, my wife, last weekend, and what a campus, and he's having a great time. Like, I don't think he wanted us out there immediately, but by the end of the weekend, it was, we were kind of cramping him a little bit. We're really proud of him. So what they've decided to do with him, he's the youngest kid on the soccer team, December 30th birthday. I blame Cammie.
It's all her fault.
I mean, it can't be me. And so they redshirted him. And so what's really cool about that, he's got 4 years of eligibility left. He's now already in a couple of months, he looks completely different, like physically. Wow. And we're really proud of him, really happy for him. And so in the fall, in the spring rather, he'll get going. But Penn State's had a rocky road, both football and soccer this year. So there's a long road in front of them, I think. But I think he's going to be good. He's going to play, and he's going to do well.
Have a good call, proud papa. Thanks for doing this.
Oh, you betcha, Phil. Thank you. Great to see you.
All right, that's Ray Ferraro, and you're Mr. The Old Tonighter. Enjoy the hockey.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Because life. Now it is time for the Highmark Injury Update.
Every time I hear Ray Ferraro's name, I think of the playoffs in '93 when the Islanders upset the Penguins, and Ray Ferraro was running around, and the Penguins didn't have an answer for him, and that was because Bob Airey was no longer a Penguin. And I was convinced at the time that if Airey had been there, he would have shut him down, and that would have been the end of that. But he ended up being a force for the Islanders back then. He was a good hockey player. He scored over 100 goals in junior, and now his son is playing soccer at Penn State. Here's the injury list for the Penguins. Ricard Raquel, Kevin Hayes, Rutger McGroarty, and Caleb Jones are all out. For the Flyers, defenseman Rasmus Ristolainen. And the Powerball jackpot, $376 million. Drawing is tomorrow night. You must be 18 or older to participate. Please play responsibly online or at your local retailer. Of course, proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians every day. 376 million. Joe Brand and the old 2-9er have the call for you. The Penguins are back in Philly tonight to meet the Flyers on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Looking for the ultimate getaway? Stay and play at the Landing Hotel at Rivers Casino. Whether you're here for a weekend escape or a midweek retreat, we've got everything you need under one roof. Wake up refreshed in one of our stunning rooms and head straight to the action, just steps away from the casino floor. Enjoy a variety of gaming, dining, and entertainment, all just outside your door. Visit riverscasino.com and book your stay today. Experience the best of both worlds at the Landing Hotel at Rivers Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Just like defensemen have to protect the crease, you have to protect the paint of your car. Mr. Magic Car Wash is offering a free Paint Protect wash valued at $25 to all new customers. Visit MrMagicCarWash.com to redeem your free wash today.
Since FNB has been the official bank of the Pittsburgh Penguins, we've realized our teams aren't that different. We both have great checking at home and on the road. With FNB's league-leading banking app, you get access to a deep lineup of checking accounts. And we both know the importance of big saves, like saving you time with our eStore Common app. One application for all your bills. Can your bank do that? Find out at fnb-online.com/eStore. FNB, member FDIC.
Come out to PPG Paint's Arena for Pittsburgh Night, presented by U.S. Steel on November 6th versus the Washington Capitals. Join your favorite mascots from around the city to celebrate all things Pittsburgh. Now pushed up ahead, Brazeau playing it off the board, towards the crease, backhand, he scores! Justin Brazeau, 3 goals with the Penguins in 2 games, and this one puts them... Puck drops at 7:30 p.m. Get your tickets today at PittsburghPenguins.com.
Stay warm this winter with Glassmere Fuel Service, your MVP for heating oil and propane in Pittsburgh. Call 800-235-9054 or visit Glassmere.com. Glassmere Fuel Service, keeping your home warm at a competitive price, season after season.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The best hockey lives here.
Back to Rick.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
They may rebound on the view. Hey! Shoots and scores! Mario Lemieux and the Penguins lead 5-4, and you'd have to be here to believe it, to believe it, to believe it.
Crosby, backhanded pass, left scores! What a feed from Sidney Crosby for his 90th point of the season. Crosby centering past Malkin, trying to get a couple jabs at it, and getting Malkin from the seat of his pants. Joins the 500 club.
Welcome to a new era of Penguins hockey on the radio. The Pittsburgh Penguins Radio Network proudly presents Penguins Hockey. The Penguins Radio Network is presented by S&T Bank and brought to you in part by Number 1 Cochrane, Go One Better, by IC Light, by McDonald's, providing you the official burger of the Pittsburgh Penguins, by Get Go Cafe and Market, Get Go, where the Pens go, By Coca-Cola, founding partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. By Clearview Federal Credit Union, helping people enjoy a better life. And by Indra Energy, an official Penguins Pledge champion partner. Now, here's Joe Brand and Phil Bourne.
This strong start for the Penguins has presented many challenges, and tonight it's another challenge, but a new one, as the Penguins finish their first set of back-to-backs, visiting their in-state rival, the Philadelphia Flyers, and starting a 4-game road trip. Welcome in, Penguins fans, and welcome to Xfinity Mobile Arena. Alongside the old 2-9er Phil Bourque, I'm Joe Brand. And Borky, the Penguins are coming off a muscled-out victory against the St. Louis Blues last night. Less than 24 hours, they're back on the ice. It's their first look at the Philadelphia Flyers, who are well-rested. What's the key for everyone tonight playing a back-to-back, especially for some of these kids?
Twofold. Good to be with you again, partner. Twofold for me. Number one, keeping the game simple. I'm not saying let the game come to you, because this is a young, hungry bunch that's well coached by Rick Tocchet, and they've done really well on home ice. Not that well on the road, and that will be coming their way, but they're in a stretch here of 9 of 10 on home ice, and they're trying to make some hay with the new personnel, young, fast forwards that they have. So the simplicity, keep it simple, and don't beat yourself here tonight. The second part of that equation is I think they really need to get the bottom six involved. Not only involved on the score sheet, but involved with more ice time. I mean, you've got Sid at 38, Gino at 39. You know, you've got some elder statesmen that had a great game against in last night's game. They need to start getting some more scoring from the bottom six here. No better a time than to do it in your first set of back-to-backs.
The Philadelphia Flyers are 4-1-0 here at home in this young season. This is game 2 of a 5-game homestand for the Flyers, and they've got a new head coach. Penguin fans know him quite well, and Rick Tocchet, you know him quite well as well. You've seen him coach in the NHL a few different teams, but what does a Rick Tocchet-led team bring every day out on the ice?
This is what I know about him. He's brutally honest. And I think that comes back from being around us in '92. That's how our locker room was. The way we talked to each other, you think we hated each other. It wasn't that way. We were just honest. When the hard stuff that needed to be said was said. That's why we figured stuff out really quick. Talk has that, but not quite to the level of John Tortorella. You know, he's found that happy medium of being brutally honest without making it personal. And, you know, you look at the really good players in this league that have now become head coaches, and really, if you widen the lens, their coaching style is very similar to their playing style. You look at Marty St. Louis, right? You look at Patrick Roy, you look at Rick Tocchet, and the list goes on. Mike Sullivan played over 700 games, and he was kind of just a mucker and a grinder type of guy, and that's really how he coaches. But for Tocchet, he demands simple things. No shortcuts, never turn away from a check, and be willing to take a hit to make a play. There doesn't take much to impress Rick Tocchet, but it is the simple things, the things that are hard to do, especially physically.
It's kind of been funny traveling with the Penguins in this short start to the season. Everyone's asking, what's going well for you guys? What's the recipe for this 7-2-1 start right now? And it's really been a little bit of everything. It starts with leadership, obviously, as Sidney Crosby had another remarkable game. He's now picked up goals in 5 out of his last 6 games. He's picked up 12 points in his last 6 contests overall. But everyone's been pitching in. It seems like they're responding well to the new coaching staff. And I think last game was a great example of that. They scored the first 2 goals on the first 2 shots. Their worst period was the first period. They were able to pull out a victory still, even after allowing St. Louis to come back. I mean, this is just a team that's kind of keeping their head down to the ground and trying to make sure that things are happening the right way.
I'm sure you will concur that after that first period, they came out with a much better, almost a different team in the second period. So they have that ability to self-evaluate and correct the mistakes. And the mistakes that they're making are not rocket science. They're correctable. They're easily correctable mistakes, either with a quick conversation or quick video. And they've been able to do that under Dan Muse, to self-evaluate, correct what is wrong, and fix it to get back on the horse. And it's really impressive because you got a lot of not only new faces here, but young faces that have very limited time in the National Hockey League, and they get it. They understand. this is a train that's starting to move pretty fast, and you better get on, you better hang on if you want to continue to get a jersey, because Dan Muse, he doesn't care, man. He cares a little bit about Sid, Gino, and Carlson, and the guys like that, Russ. But, a lot of other guys that have not been all that in a bag of chips in the National Hockey League, unless you are willing to bring it and play Dan Muse hockey, you might find yourself a healthy scratch the next night. Listen, I've been in that situation. You don't like it at the time, but when the team is winning, it's the right philosophy, because you fear for your job, and that can drive you to do things that maybe you don't think you can do yourself.
All right, pal. Pens and Flyers. You never know what you're going to see. Let's buckle up.
Buckle up, baby. Oh, yeah. You don't have to tell me, Pens and Flyers.
That's the old 2-9er, Phil Bork. Really quick, our starting lineups, which are presented by Clearview Federal Credit Union, as Dan Muse continues with the top line of Philip Hollander, Sidney Crosby, and Brian Rust, with Ricard Raquel out with an injury. Anthony Mantha, Evgeny Malkin, and Justin Brazeau make up the second line. Tommy Novak with Ben Kindle and Ville Koivunen once again. Connor Dewars with Blake Lazan and Nola Chari. Your defensive pairs are Parker Wotherspoon and Eric Carlson, Ryan Shea and Chris Letang. Matt Dumba is with Owen Pickering, who was called back up to the NHL. Earlier today, Harrison Brunick is out, and Artur Shilov's in net for the Penguins tonight to take on the Philadelphia Flyers for the second time in his career. Sam Urson is in net for Rick Tockett's Philadelphia Flyers against the Penguins, as Urson takes on the Pens for the 7th time in his career. We're just about all set for hockey here in Philly, and we'll have Puck Drop for you next. It's the Pens and the Flyers, all here on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
The wait is over, Pens fans. The 2026 Penguins and Paws Charity Pet Calendar is here, featuring Penguins players and adoptable pets, all while supporting a great cause. With each month, you'll get a glimpse of your favorite players alongside adorable furry friends looking for their forever homes. Proceeds benefit animal friends and the Penguins Foundation, assisting pets in need to find the perfect home. Secure your calendar today by visiting shop.pittsburghpenguinsfoundation.org. Pre-order your Penguins and Paws Charity Pet Calendar today and make a difference 1 month at a time.
In Pittsburgh, champions aren't just born, they're built. And NSS Life has been part of that winning legacy for decades.
We've stood with the city's champions on and off the field,
building futures that are strong, secure, and built to last.
NSS Life is proud to be part of Pittsburgh's past and your future.
NSS Life, the official life insurance company of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
NSS Life, where family matters.
Hearts honoring America here at Xfinity Mobile Arena as the Pittsburgh Penguins get ready to take the Philadelphia Flyers. It's the first in-state rivalry matchup of the season. We're thrilled to bring it to you here on the Penguins Radio Network. How's it going, Penguins fans? He's the old 2-9er, Phil Bork. I'm Joe Brand. Penguins come into this game looking to stretch their 6-game point streak. Fresh off a win against the St. Louis Blues last night at home, they take on the Philadelphia Flyers, who come into this game 4-3-1, a much different team at home than on the road. Again, the Flyers 4-1-0 here in Philly. They're 0-2-1 away from Xfinity Mobile Arena. The Penguins have also scored on their first shot in the last 2 games, so keep an eye out, or rather an ear out, for a strong start for the Penguins here tonight. They're in their road white sweaters attacking from left to right. The Philadelphia Flyers in their home orange sweaters attacking from right to left. The top line of Philip Hollander, Sidney Crosby, and Brian Rust out there along with Eric Carlson and Parker Wotherspoon. Meanwhile, for the Flyers, top line, rather their starting line of Tyson Forrester, Noah Cates, and Bobby Brink. Drop of the puck. We're underway here in Philadelphia. And the Flyers control. Opening faceoff is brought to you by #1 Cochran. Go one better. Penguins swing it around the boards and get it out to Hollander. Through the neutral zone, he dumps it right on net as Urson will poke it up into the air with a blocker save. Popped up, hit below the goal line. Penguins hang on to it. Wotherspoon snaps it to Carlson. Near point. A shot on net that's sticked out of there by Urson. Rolling puck over to the near corner. Up along the boards, pulled out by Russ. Crosby feeds it to Wotherspoon at the far point. Back skates over to the boards. Now spins it around the boards. Hollander leaves it for Crosby. Jumped off his stick, though, and goes to the near wall for Forrester to chip it out of harm's way to the neutral zone. Wotherspoon's got it. Penguins will regroup. First of 4 matchups between two teams. Penguins will be here in Philadelphia again in December. It'll be December 1st, and then season series wraps up with the final 2 games in Pittsburgh. Penguins host the Flyers on January 15th, and then again on March 7th. Penguins turn it over in their own zone downstairs. It's flipped back up to Nick Seeler. He'll shovel it down around the boards. Tippett gets a touch on it, but the Penguins clear it out to the neutral zone. Right at the Flyers logo, it's taken back by Philly, and a shot from the far side goes in on net of Artur Sheilov.
Penguins got lucky right there as that puck got turned over to Sean Couturier, and he was looking for the stick of Owen Tippett for a one-timer from about 12 feet away, and the pass was about 3 feet behind Tippett. That's a break for the Penguins.
The Flyers cough up the puck back in their own zone. Kindle, sharp angle shot, and he hit the side of the cage. Grabs his own rebound, flips it up to Shea, far point, snaps it over to Letang on the near side. Up at the high slot for Koivunen, back to Shea, wrist one towards the crease. On the doorstep was Kindle, just couldn't finish off the shot. Now Letang bangs the side of the cage with another tough angle shot of a wrister. Kindle scoops up the loose puck. Remember, that was Tommy Novak trying to feed Kindle. Now stretched up ahead. Matvei Michkov into the Penguins zone. Near circle. Wrister saved by Sheilov's rebound. Corralled by the Penguins goaltender. And he'll freeze it with over 2 minutes gone in this game. We've got no score.
Well, the Artie party has started. Artur Sheilov has come to play on that great chance for Michkov on that long, measure this thing out here, 90-foot stretch pass for Michkov. Great job by Chris Letang. That looked like a clear-cut 2-on-1, Joe. Because of the hustle and the speed of Chris Letang, he was able to close on the forward on that line. I believe that was Trevor Zegras coming down the wing. Make that 2-on-1 a 2-on-2.
Flyers back with it in the Penguin zone. Michkov does have his first goal of the season after having 26 his rookie year last year. Shot from the far point. Got sticked wide by Matt Dumba, who's back in the lineup for the Penguins tonight. Rolled along the end boards. Achari taps it over Owen Pickering, who's playing back at the NHL level his first game of the year. Now Blake Lizotte chugs it over the Flyers line, leaves it for Dewar. He sends a wrister, saved by Urson. Rebound squeaked out for a moment. The Flyers goaltender stamps his glove on top of it, top of the crease. 17-17 to play in this first. We're scoreless.
John Hathaway and Connor Dewar introducing themselves to each other. Oh, yeah, I like your number 19. Oh, I like your number 19, too. Okay. Maybe we'll fight later.
Straight to the point. Face off to the left of Sam Urson. Crosby to take the draw against Noah Cates. And it rolls over to the far corner, dug out by Cam York of Philly. He'll spin it around the boards. Stripped away by Erik Karlsson, but he takes it over the blue line. Penguins are offside.
The Flyers, with all this home cooking, man, 9 of the first 12 at home. With a 4-1-0 so far this season on home ice. Then they'll play 8 of 12 on the road. And then they have a stretch in December, from December the 14th to January the 3rd. Another 9 out of 10 on the road. So, so far on the road, they're 0-2-1. I know it's early, but they talked about it. The Flyers have talked about it extensively, how important these points are on home ice with this type of schedule early in the season.
Goaltending has been a little hot and cold for the Flyers this year as well, mainly by the guy who's in net tonight of Sam Urson. Over on the other end, Dan Vladar, who came over from Calgary, has a 3-2-0 start to the year with a goals against average of 181. Urson playing in his 4th game of the year. His goals against average at 350. The Flyers sticking with number 33 in net tonight. Their last game was on Saturday. Not like they've had a quick turnaround, really. Shea over to Letang, above the circle in the Flyers zone, sends it wide of the crease. He was trying to get it through some traffic. Couldn't connect, though. Malkin feeds Brazeau on the doorstep, couldn't get a shot off. Off the boards, it's played by Mantha to Malkin. Again, a shot saved by Urson. Rebound taken away by Connect. And it's taken by Tippett into the Penguin zone. Luckily, Ryan Shea scoots it away. Did bring it right in front of Shilov's net for a moment, but the Penguins play keep away now. Letang will send it all the way down for icing, though. Over 15 minutes to play in this first period. We've got no score from Philly.
Well, when America needs a power play, EQT delivers, fueling freedom, strengthening allies, and unleashing U.S. liquid natural gas from right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Penguins still with a very impressive power play. It moved down to second in the NHL, even at 33.3%. The Philadelphia Flyers have had a good PK as of late. They killed their last 10 penalties. No whistles blown just yet for a penalty here tonight. The Penguins clear it on down to the Flyers and puck on edge, so Zamula will pick it up, no icing. Snaps it up ahead to Christian Dvorak, the former Montreal Canadian, and now Trevor Zegras flying into the Penguin zone. As Michkov sent a centering pass, and Zegras trying to knock one out of midair past Shilovs, but it went wide. Flyers still with it. Rister, pad save from Shilovs. Up at the high slot, it was Juleson. But Shilovs with a good read on it. Now Koivunen over to the far side. In the circle, Novak couldn't get a clean shot off. One of the Flyers broke it up. Kindle unable to send an outlet pass. The Penguins take it back in the neutral zone, and Pickering sends a line drive right towards the official, who ducked for cover.
Yeah, that was Michael Markovich. Wakey, wakey, Mikey. That was a little chin music there from Owen Pickering.
And Pickering back up with the NHL, replacing Caleb Jones' spot on the roster. The Flyers dump it back into the Penguins' end, held down by Wotherspoon. Off the far boards, he sends it. It's taken by Abel. Shot fired. Didn't get through traffic. Flyers still with it.
Good stick there by Carlson to block that shot.
Flyers send it deep and behind the net. Abel's in between a couple of Penguins. Wotherspoon sends it along the boards, but the Penguins still can't pull it out free. Now they do. Carlson with it near side. He'll chip it up to the neutral zone for Nola Chari, who dumps it down into the Flyers end. Near corner. Brewer races after it. One arm pokes it, but couldn't get it far. Penguins played up to the point. Defenseman wasn't there yet, and Chris Letang, though. Flyers will get a change with over 14 minutes to play in this first period. Still no score. Philly out shooting the Pens 5-2 at the moment. Philip Hollander sneaks through into the Flyers zone near corner. Tried to drag it, lost it. Crosby's got it. He goes for a centering pass. No one was there, though. Drysdale of Philadelphia will get it up to Bobby Brink. He takes it over the Penguins line. Far side. Stripped of the puck by Ryan Shea as he forces it up to Brian Russ, who has 3 goals in his last 2 games. Crosby, a hard hit on Drysdale in between the benches. Sent down into the Penguins end. Shea collects in the corner. He takes a pretty stern hit from Noah Cates, but spins around the boards to Crosby, who sends a rink wide to Letang. Plays it off the board, but only got it to Forrester for Philadelphia. The Flyers can regroup. 13 and a half to play in this first period. No score between the Pens and the Flyers. Philly chucks it all the way down to the Penguins end. Shilovs kicks it over to the near side for Dumba. Stretched up ahead looking for Brazeau, but the Flyers take it away. Now a snap pass over to Tippett. He cruises through, poked away by Dumba.
Good recovery there. Tippett made a quick move on Pickering. Both Pickering and Dumba recovered nicely, getting stick on puck.
Now Justin Brazeau races after the puck on the near side. He gets it to Malkin, who would chip it down into the Flyers zone. Around the boards for Urson. He stops it, swings it around the near wall. Justin Brazeau stops it with his upper body. Can't hold on to the puck, though, as the Flyers take it back. Chipped along the far wall to Couturier, the Flyers captain. He'll pitchfork it down into the Penguins' end far corner. Played off the wall by Erik Karlsson. He'll take his time as the Penguins re-rack here. Up ahead to Kindle, now left for Novak. He's got it over the Flyers line, cuts towards the crease, hangs on far circle, shot coming, goes wide. Kindle from the near corner swings it around the boards. It takes a ride all the way up to the point as Wotherspoon sends it deep. Played off the wall by Koivunen. He sends it deep to Kindle. Drags it up along the wall. He's got Dvorak right behind him. Now pinned into the boards by the former Canadian. Over to Wotherspoon. Now to Karlsson. Near point. Wrists one. Blocker save. Loose puck as Kindle tries to go for a backhand. Fight for the puck on top of the crease. And they'll blow the whistle. Urson's stick went flying. There's a whole pile up right on top of the crease. And this is crazy because this just happened in Philly in their last game on Saturday, as they almost scored a power play goal from a situation like this. But nothing doing.
Here's what I want to see. Where is the puck when it gets in behind Erson? As Novak gets pushed down by Juleson. And what Tommy Novak tried to do, he's on his stomach. Juleson's on top of his back. Tommy Novak obviously can't get a stick out from underneath his own body. So he tries to take the butt end and scooch it into the goal. Love the effort, Tommy.
Good thinking. It's not quite enough. No score with 12 minutes to play in the first period. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
We celebrate the brave, the powerful, pink ribbon wearers and supporters who turn the fear and uncertainty of a breast cancer diagnosis into strength and hope. At UPMC, we're here to support you with screenings, compassionate experts, and innovative therapies, because we know that sometimes you just need someone by your side through every step of the journey. Learn more at upmc.com/breast cancer awareness.
What's up, Pittsburgh? Brian Rust here, letting you know that I'm bringing back half-off milkshakes to the city of Pittsburgh. That's right, you heard me. Half-off shakes are back at Milkshake Factory when I score a goal. Rusty's Shake is a rich chocolate shake with oven-baked brownies, crushed cookies and cream, and melted hot fudge topped with whipped cream. And of course, a chocolate 17. When I score a goal, come celebrate with me at the Milkshake Factory.
.07 to play in this first period. We've got no score between the Pens and the Flyers. Sidney Crosby to take the draw against Noah Cates, and the Flyers control. Strong push from the Penguins just a moment ago, but couldn't get it past Sam Urson. The Flyers drag it down into the Penguins' end, but it's taken away by Parker Wotherspoon. Up ahead to Brian Rust, cruises over the Flyers' line, gets it to Crosby, near circle. Snapped up to Wotherspoon, far circle, back to Crosby. Couldn't get a clean shot off as Drysdale's stick got in the way. Penn still with it. Wotherspoon fell down on a wrister attempt, and the Penguins trying to keep it alive in the Flyers' end. It's dug out by Cates. Noah Cates into the Penguins zone now. Far corner, curls around. Caught just a clip of a hit from Sidney Crosby. Now loose puck out to the circle. Rust tries to snap at it, as Forrester will poke at it. Now it's over to the far point. Forrester will get it down to the corner for Michkov. Now a centering pass. Sealer, shot fired. Shelov's a save. Loose puck in front, and it rolls right to the Penguins goaltender, who can freeze it. No score, 11:15 to go in this first.
Well, I have a feeling this is going to be one of those games where we're not going to get a lot of pretty goals. That they're going to come out of winning puck battles and throwing pucks to the net, going off your rump, going off your leg. And as much talent as this Flyer team has, I think, again, that's the way Rick Tocchet wants them to play.
Yeah.
That, when the pretty plays are not there, let's score some ugly goals. The Penguins aren't afraid to do that either.
Trevor Zegras to take the draw against Noel Acciari. He picked up his first 2 goals with the Flyers in their last game on Saturday against the Islanders. Scored in the shootout as well, as Philly beat the Islanders in that game. There's a shot off the end boards that kicked off the side of the cage. Penguins chip it out to the neutral zone. Blake Lizotte gets it into the Flyers' end and gets taken down hard by Sealer. Meanwhile, Acciari comes in for 8. And Acciari tangled up with Sealer, trying to get him to go almost.
Be careful. Sealer can go.
Oh, yeah.
He can chuck him.
Drysdale rips a shot. Shelov's on top of it, steers it wide. Flyers still with it. One-timer coming, doesn't get through traffic. Michkov, a turnaround backhand centering pass. Goes to the Penguins, thankfully, as Dewar will kick it out of there. Now sent back up ahead as Zegras tries to play it off the boards, but Dumba comes swooping in. Gets it up to Pickering, far corner. Sent around the boards, out of the neutral zone it goes.
I'm really glad that Achari did not go after. We got an offside here against the Flyers. I'm glad that Achari did not go after Sill. That was a good hit. It's a good, clean hit. You don't have to retaliate. If you want to take the number and get him later, do that. But there was no reason for Noel Achari to drop the gloves there against a guy like Nick Seeler.
Achari's been line mates with Blake Lizotte these last 2 years, so definitely doing a good job of supporting his teammate.
Yeah.
Not taking it too far, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on that later. 10:20 to go in this first period. No score. The Flyers out shooting the Pens right now, 7-3. Sent up to the point for York to Drysdale. Quick turnaround shot wide of the net. And then this one gets batted out of play as it was a shot from the high slot from Travis Konechny. Sailed wide of the net. Flyers tried to knock in the rebound, but it got deflected out of play.
Yeah, that came right off the end wall, and that's a really good job by Penguins defenseman Matt Dumba to get to that loose puck and get stick on puck.
Dumba playing the second straight game, paired up with Owen Pickering for the first time this year, though. Now chipped away by Malkin. He'll carry it into the Flyers zone. To Brazeau near circle. Shot fired. Saved by Urson with a chest save.
Oh, a huge rebound off of Urson's waffle.
The Flyers ship it down into the Penguins, and Pickering surveying the area. Now sticks it over to Dumba on the near side. Up ahead to Mantha. Through the neutral zone. He brings it ahead to Brazeau. The far wing. Drags it to the corner towards the crease. He scores! Justin Brazeau in this line cannot be stopped. A 1-0 lead with 9:40 to go in this first period.
How about the mitts on the big guy? He's like a big tugboat coming down the river, and he gets that wide base, Joe. He goes around the D. He's so big and so strong, and when he throws that wide base, he just kind of it's almost like time stopped. It was like one of those Matrix moments, and he just kind of glided like a big barge coming down the Monongahela, and he just eases his way to the goal, and he finds a 4-inch hole short side on Sam Ersson. Then it's 1-0 Penguins.
I think we might need to incorporate the barge line into this second line. We've heard a few of them, but that might be the taker. As Delorier rips a shot. Big save by Shelovs up top. Penguins knock it out to the neutral zone. Flyers send it back. Down into the near corner as Justin Brazeau picks up his 6th goal of the season. 6 goals, 6 assists. Flyers back with it in the Penguin zone up to the near point for Seeler. Snapped it over to Drysdale. Novak closing in, but they get it down to York, and there's a whole bunch of camaraderie going in front of the crease right now. As a shot from the far point goes all the way to the near wall. Koivunen tried to clear it out. Kindle will finally escape it over to Erik Karlsson. Center ice, he brings it back into his own end, allowing the Penguins to get a change. Right now the assist being credited to Anthony Mantha and Matt Dumba on that goal. The Penguins are offside.
Got a penalty coming up, partner.
Penalty, here we go.
It might be on the Penguins. And somebody that's on the bench. Here we go, here's your call.
Go up number 19, 2 minutes for slashing.
Connor Dewar to the sin bin for slashing.
Penguins lead 1-0. 8:41 to go in this first period. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
If your fantasy football team is trapped in the upside down, Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio can help. The truth is out there.
You just got to make the playoffs, and then you can make a run at that thing regardless of what your seed is.
No tricks here. Only treats. Turn your nightmarish season around with the experts of Fantasy Sports Radio.
Sell high after a huge performance. That's where the value is.
On Channel 87 and the Sirius XM app.
Under review. And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it.
Under review with Nick Kerr. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Winnipeg Jets head coach Scott Arniel. Has that number changed with the Olympics compressed schedule for Connor Hellebuck?
He keeps pushing for 82 games, certainly with this year and what's kind of going on. It is something that we seriously have to look at, and if we want to play well into June and to make that run to the Stanley Cup, I need a guy that's going to be able to be fresh for that whole stretch.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
Well, first look at the second best power play in the NHL, the Pittsburgh Penguins. They've got a 1-0 lead over the Flyers. 8:41 to play in this first. But again, Philadelphia with the 8th best PK in the league right now. They've killed their last 10 penalties, so fire against fire here.
Once again, no Rickard Rakell. Enter Ben Kindle.
When the draw, here's a one-timer from Carlson, a glove save from Sam Erson. Yeah, to clarify, Garnet Hathaway is in the box for the Philadelphia Flyers, so it is a Penguins power play. Earlier in this period, it was Justin Brazeau, his 6th goal of the year, to give the Pens a 1-0 lead.
I'm still looking for a constant on this power play, and that is, who's the bumper? The Flyers were able to clear it down 200. Who's the bumper player, and who's the net front player? All the other pieces seem to fit, but everything else, as far as those two positions, seem very interchangeable.
They blow it dead. Penguins offside. 1:40 to go on the Penguins power play. Ben Kindle is on this top unit right now as he's replaced Rickard Rakell. During practice on Sunday, Ville Koivunen was getting mixed in on that second power play unit despite joining the team that day.
And what's common here is Kindle and Rakell are both right-hand shots, and Kindle could play that. He can rip it. You give him the one-timer pass, he can let it fly. But the setup would have to be on the right side of the ice for the right-hand shot one-timer.
Penguins are back in the Flyers zone. Carlson to Malkin above the near circle. Downstairs for Sid. Back up to Malkin. Now to Carlson. One-timer save. Rebound is still tucked out as Brian Rust couldn't get it to go. Crosby now in the near corner. Off the boards to Rust. Loose puck in front of the crease. Kindle tries to drag it out. It goes over to the far wall. And now poked at by Carlson, but the Flyers clear it on down. Final minute of this Penguins power play. We'll see if we get the second unit out here. At least parts of it. Tommy Novak, Ville Koivunen, Justin Brazeau out on the ice along with Chris Letang. Now feed up to Novak. Near circle, whiffed on a wrister. Flyers clear it out, and they almost set up Tippett on a bit of a breakaway.
Yeah, Gino was the only one that stayed out there, and he now makes his way to the Penguins bench, where he is replaced
by Anthony
Mantha. Thank you.
Justin Brazeau spins it around the boards. Novak couldn't keep it alive at the far half wall. It goes all the way down to the Penguins' end. 25 seconds to go on their power play. They lead 1-0 with 7 minutes left in this first period. Tang snapped over to Koivunen. The Penguins are offside.
Yeah, not what you're looking for when you go up 1-0 and shortly thereafter you get a power play. And that's when you really want to have the goods, right? That's when you want your power play just humming. And, worst case scenario, you get a bunch of chances and you don't score. That's worst case. But here, I think they've taken a little step back. And so I want to make sure that when this 18 seconds is killed off, that the Flyers don't get any momentum from their penalty kill, if that's the way it ends.
10 seconds to go on the power play. Koivunen sends it off the end wall to the near corner, raced after by Mantha. The Penguins try to get something going here in the Flyers zone. Loose puck taken at the corner, cleared down by Forrester. Hathaway's out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5. That's 11 straight penalties killed by the Philadelphia Flyers, 16 of their last 17. And a PK, it's top 3 in the NHL. This one's cleared all the way down by the Pens. Icing.
Welcome out to PPG Paints Arena for Pittsburgh Night, presented by U.S. Steel on November the 6th versus the Washington Capitals. I don't know if Obi will still be at number 899 where he is right now.
He's gotten a slow start to the season, but I agree.
Join your favorite mascots from around the city to celebrate all things Pittsburgh. Puck drop is at 7:30, not 7:30 on November the 6th. That's Pittsburgh night. Get your tickets today at PittsburghPenguins.com.
And towards the end of last year, we were wondering if Ovechkin was going to break Wayne Gretzky's record in Pittsburgh. He
happened on the island.
Started to go on a roll towards the end of the year. Now Dewar hustling the puck into the Flyers' end near corner. Kicks it up along the wall as Blake Lizotte lost a foot. He goes down to the ice. Well, they fight for the puck at the half boards. Somebody's got it pinned along the wall, escapes it out to Dumba. Nice move at the point. Keeps the puck to himself, near circle, centering pass, tumbling puck goes over to the far corner. Pulled out by Michkov. He'll lift it up to the air, but speaking of lift, Matt Dumba with a good vertical. Leaps up into the air, paws it down, dumps it in. Penguins get a change. 5:40 to play in this first period. Penguins working with a 1-0 lead thanks to Justin Brazeau's 6th goal of the year. As Delorier dumps it into the Penguins' end. Far corner. Parker Wotherspoon gets in front of the big guy in the orange sweater. Stuffed into the boards, but pulls the puck out to Sid. He'll lift it up into the air. Tumbling puck looking for Brian Rust. Gets it over the Flyers line, but Philly kicks it back out. Wotherspoon settles down the puck in his own end. Snaps it up ahead to Hollander. Takes it into the Flyers zone. Rust near his side. Cross-ice pass, no one was home. Delorier will play it off the wall and hustle it into the Penguins zone. Bit of a 3-on-2 here for the Flyers. Drags, fires, and Hobbles was unable to get a clean shot off. He was in behind the net by the time he got the puck. Sealer now with it in the high slot for Philly to the far point. Drysdale off the end boards. Tough angle shot. Seelovs keeps it out with a left pad save.
That's a tricky, sneaky little play from behind the goal line. Hobbles tried to bank it off the left shoulder of Sheelovs, and he quickly got himself tight up underneath the crossbar and against that post.
And they try to set up Drysdale cruising off the bench on a sneak attack one-timer, but the Penguins get it out of their zone. Up along the near boards, it's taken by Konechny. He'll send a rink wide to Couturier into the Penguin zone, down to the corner. Backhanded centering pass, broken off by Ryan Shea. He fights for the puck, so does Chris Letang along the end boards, but it's taken by Konechny. He'll spin it up to the near point for Zamula. He sends it down deep, off the near corner, rolls over to the far one. Konechny shovels it up along the boards, stolen by Anthony Mantha. Little give and go from Brazeau, back up to Brazeau over the Flyers line. Malkin to his left, he sends it down to the corner. Malkin chases, takes a pretty hard hit from Juleson into the boards. Penguins take it back to the neutral zone, though. They'll reset with 4 minutes to play in this first period. Penguins lead 1-0. Each team gets a change. Flyers out shooting the Penguins right now, 9-8. Shea up ahead to Koivunen, but this one angles out onto the Flyers bench and sends us to a break. Penguins with a 1-0 lead over Philly here in Philly. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
Ever dreamed about signing with the Penguins? Now you can. With the Penguins Power Play package from FMB, you can be a part of the team with a Pens branded debit card, cashback credit card, and personal checks. Plus, score exclusive rewards like discounts on tickets, Pens gear, and more. Sign with the Penguins at fnb-online.com/penguins. FNB, the official bank of the Pittsburgh Penguins. FNB, member FDIC, credit card subject to approval. See site for details.
This Pittsburgh Penguins moment is brought to you by the officers, members, and families of Local Union Number 5 of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Our members have lived and worked in the region since 1897, providing all of the electrical and telecommunications needs of commercial, industrial, and residential customers. We offer a state-of-the-art training center that is second to none and internationally recognized. Local Union Number 5 of the IBW will be here to stand by you for all of your electrical installation needs today and well into the future. Our members show their hometown pride supporting the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Penguins working with a 1-0 lead here in the first period. 3:41 to go in it. Justin Brazeau's 6th goal of the year is the difference so far. Penguins unsuccessful on their one power play in this period as well. We'll get a face-off at center ice, and Ben Kindle to take the draw against Christian Dvorak.
Out goes Kindle.
In comes Tommy Novak. So Novak against Dvorak, and Tommy wins it. Penguins reset, trying to pitch it up ahead of the neutral zone. Taken away by Kindle, will sling it down into the Flyers end. In behind net for Sam Urson. Taken up along the near side by Philly to the neutral zone. Stolen by Koivunen, couldn't get a clean pass away though. As Mitchkov will dump it down into the Penguins end, around the boards to Novak, far half wall. He's looking for Kindle, can't thread the needle and get a clean pass to him. Would have had to find a perfect seam in between a couple of Flyers. Now we got a penalty.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Trevor Zegras. Okay, if you want to call Dumba on interference, then call Zegras for embellishment. That's embarrassing, Trevor. He grabbed the stick. Yeah, there's no reason for Dumba to even put a stick up there.
14 minutes of interference.
Near Trevor Zegras, but Zegras kind of takes the stick and then kind of jumps into the linesman, then falls backwards like he got hit with a baseball bat. Throws the arms up in the air. It's a little much for my taste.
First penalty kill for the Penguins tonight. 3:07 to go in this first.
Out goes Cates.
In comes Gorky's favorite player, Trevor Zegras. Taking the draw against Nola Chari, and Chari wins it, spins it over to the far corner. Rust will clear it on down.
Guarantee you, he won't be getting a Christmas card from me.
Not many do. Flyers play it off the wall. York plays some keep away. Sent back to Zegras, who gains some speed in the neutral zone to Bobby Brink. Snapped over to Cates, far side to the circle. Spins it up to the point for York. Walks the blue line. High slot now. Above the far circle for Zegras. Rister downstairs. Cates got it. Stick saved by Shelovs. And they score on the rebound. Bobby Brink. It was a right pad save from Shelovs, but the rebound kicked out right atop the crease, and Bobby Brink was there. Power play goal for the Philadelphia Flyers to tie this game up at 1.
Well, this is why you wrist pucks hard and low towards the cage. Not always that easy for a goaltender to make the save and control the rebound. But it's Cates down low, gets off the kind of soft check by Erik Karlsson. If Karlsson gets his stick underneath Cates never gets a shot off, there's never a rebound. But Cates just spins off of Karlsson, and then Brink coming in from the center point position barely gets much on the rebound, but enough to trickle past Archer Shelovs, who are tied at 1.
Nice stick stops the action. 2:24 to go in this first. Flyers came into this game with just 3 power play goals in their last 6 contests. And they capitalized the early stages of their first power play tonight. .224 to play in the first. We'll get a face-off to the right of Sam Urson. As Crosby takes the draw, the Flyers take it away. Chris Letang collects it in the Penguin zone, sends it up ahead, but this is intended target of Ben Kindle down in the Flyers' end now. Kindle racing in after the puck. Gets it in behind the net, fights for it, trying to escape it out to Callender. Tumbling puck to the near wall in the corner as Tippett feeds it over to Cam York. Plays it along the near wall, up ahead to Couturier. He's got it in the Penguin zone. Leaves it back for Konechny at the hash marks, down to the corner, at the goal line. Stripped to the puck by Ryan Shea. He'll bring it up along the far side. Shakes off the defense of Tippett. Drops it back. 1:40 to go in this first, tied up at 1. Flyers out shooting the Pens 11-8 at the moment. Down into the Flyers end, near corner, Justin Brazeau kicks it over to Malkin, who pitches it up to Dumba. Faked a blast of a one-timer. Sent it down deep, but the Flyers kick it back out. Right for the puck on the far side. It's chipped up into the air. Down to the end of the neutral zone as Malkin collides with Garnett Hathaway right in front of the Penguins bench. Now Malkin loses the puck to Noah Cates. He's got it in the Penguin zone. Curls around at the corner. Plays it off the wall. Gets it to Hathaway. He's in behind Shilov's net. Played over to the far side. As Mantha tries to dig it free, it's onto the stick of Hathaway over to the far side now. Drysdale racing after it. Down low for Cates. Plays it off the end boards. Stuffed into the wall by Pickering. He boxes him out as Malkin scoops up the puck. Penguins still trying to cleanly get it out of their zone. Pickering can't clear it out just yet, but it tumbled past Delorier. 40 seconds to go in the first period, and the Flyers are back in the Penguin zone. Defended by Matt Dumba, and Zamula takes it away. Far circle Drysdale, drags, takes it over to the corner now. Slows down, high slot Zamula. Rister hit a deflection, goes over to the corner. Pitched away to the far boards. Forrester's got it now. 25 seconds to go in the opening period. Up top to Zamula, above the near circle now. Rister down low, jumped off the stick of Forrester. Outstretched arm by Shilov to try to break up the play. Puck still fought for in the near corner with 13 to play in the first. They feed it up top. Drysdale and Rister off the post. Russ plays it off the far wall. He'll pitch it up into the air and into the neutral zone as Zamula bats it down. 2 seconds to go. One, that'll do it for the first. The Penguins strike first, but the Flyers capitalize on the power play and make the Penguins feel lucky to get out of this first period tied at 1 through 20 minutes here in Philly.
I concur. Yeah, get in the room and regroup there because Penguins were on their heels and the Flyers really went to work on their forecheck and giving the Penguins fits in front of their own goal. So twofold. Number one, you got to win more puck battles. Number two, you got to be willing to get a lot dirtier than that in front of your own net. The Flyers are going to go there or they're going to stay there. And the Penguins went about the last 8 minutes of that period without a shot on goal.
So a 1-1 tie through 20 in this in-state rivalry of a matchup. Brian Metzer is standing by. He'll have the first intermission report for us. The Penguins and Flyers are tied up at 1. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Looking for a delicious power play off the ice? Download the GetGo app and get a free 6-piece order of juicy all-white meat chicken nuggets, plus a dipping sauce of your choice. Or are you craving something that could satisfy the appetite of a Penguins player after sudden death overtime? Good news, the Pilgrim is served. Gobble up the traditional holiday favorites of roasted turkey, tangy cranberry, savory gravy, and crispy tots piled high on delicious stuffing bread for a limited time. GetGo, the official convenience store of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage. Used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
Dear team, thanks for showing up for me with the best face paint and taunting the other team in the kindest way. For standing on your seat when I need the support and screaming until your throat hurts because you know it makes a difference. For wearing my number. For being the best teammates a player could ask for. At Highmark, we're proud to be cheering alongside the best teammates. Fans like you. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Official health plan of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
It's crunch time. The Shop and Save Tailgate Zone giveaway is happening right now until December 21st. Grab game day snacks that bring the energy and enter for your shot to win a free tailgate party valued up to $450. Just head in store, find the Tailgate Zone signs, and scan the QR code to enter online. One tailgate party is given away every week. Submit an entry each week to be eligible. Shop, save, enjoy life. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. See store for official rules.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
And welcome in to our first intermission report where the Penguins and Flyers are tied at 1 after one period of play at Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia. Brian Metzer here with you at our Penguins Radio Network studios. And the Penguins pick up where they left off yesterday with another goal to start this hockey game. It was Justin Brazeau getting it at 10-19, his 6th of the season from Mantha and Dumba. Beautiful play by him, coming down the left wing, dancing around the Flyers defender, and just using his slick mitts, as Phil Bourque called it, to put a puck in past Sam Urson for the 1-0 lead. Unfortunately for the Penguins, the Flyers would answer late in the period at 17:25 when Bobby Brink would score his 3rd of the season from Cates and Zegras, with the Penguins' Matt Dumba, who just got an assist on that goal for them, in the box for interference, and they weren't able to get a kill, obviously. The goal ends up going in, and it's a tie hockey game. Penguins had a power play of their own when Hathaway went for slashing at 11:19. They weren't able to put anything together on that power play opportunity. But I should mention, they did not muster a shot on goal after the 12:05 mark of that period. So, as you heard Borky say at the end of the period, they're almost 8 full minutes without a shot for the Penguins. And you, if you're them, you hope you can kind of flip that around and get your goaltender some support, get some goals on the board, and do away with the cross-state rival Philadelphia Flyers. Speaking of their goaltender, Artur Shilovs had a nice showing early in the period whenever he stopped Michkov, the young Russian player for the Flyers, at 2:01 and 2:03. A couple of really slick saves by him, and he looked pretty locked and loaded throughout that period. So hopefully he can continue to do that. When we come back, a conversation about this game, the Philadelphia Flyers, and much more with Anthony Mingione from Hockey Hot Stove and other sites and podcasts. He'll join me next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It takes real beer to quench real thirst, to give you real satisfaction. Iron City Beer is the perfect result of the skill and knowledge developed through 164 years in the business. Go on, grab one.
It takes all of us to take action and bring awareness to create a better community and environment. Penguins Pledge brings together key Penguins business partners with a common goal to create a more environmentally conscious community. Our Penguins Pledge champion partners, PPG, U.S. Steel, EQT, Wesco, Indra Energy, and Coca-Cola, are all committed to a better and more sustainable Pittsburgh. Learn more at pittsburghpenguins.com/Penguins Pledge.
Keeping your home warm in the winter and cold in the summer, Mitsubishi Electric is a top manufacturer of heating and air conditioner products. And they're hiring. To elevate your career in engineering, project management, product assembly, and more, visit meppi.com/careers.
Face Off Inside the NHL returns, taking you deeper behind the scenes than ever before. See it all from the star-studded Four Nations Face Off tournament.
Us against the world, boys.
To the adrenaline of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I'm scared of you guys.
With candid interviews and backstage access, experience the sacrifice, the rivalries, and the determination that define NHL greatness.
Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped, here we are.
A new season of Face Off Inside the NHL. Watch now, only on Prime Video.
You know, I should have been a hockey player. My finances are 100% in the penalty box.
You should just put all that debt on ice.
Yeah, but how?
Well, when you get a home equity total line of credit, you can use that money toward making home improvements, consolidating debt, or anything, really.
Where'd you learn that?
I just made S&T Bank my bank, and they can also be your bank. You just got to drop the puck.
When it's time to set up a winning strategy, S&T Bank will get you in the game. Stop by a branch today or visit stbank.com/PensRadio to learn more. S&T Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Coca-Cola and the new Coke Zero, founding partner of the Penguins. Now, back to the Penguins Live Intermission Report with Brian Metzer.
Pens and Flyers all knotted at 1-1 in Philly. Brian Metzer back here with you, and now joined by a good buddy of mine, Anthony Mingione. You know him on Twitter at Anthony Mingione, and he covers the Flyers for Hockey Hot Stove. He's one of the co-hosts on Off the Post Radio and a whole lot more, PHWA member, of course. Ant, how are you, my friend? Thanks for jumping on.
Brian, how are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful. It's great to catch up with you. It's been a little while, and some changes up there with the Philadelphia Flyers. How is the Rick Tocchet experience going early on in this season?
So far, it's been, fairly entertaining to start the season. I would say, some new wrinkles, some changes, although some things certainly, there's a few things that have carried over, specifically the Noah Cates, Bobby Brink, and Tyson Forster line, which had effectiveness last year under the previous regime. But obviously changes in net, and it's been, like I said, to start the season, it's been pretty entertaining, all things considered.
Yeah, I can imagine. We all know what Rick brings to the table based on his time time here in Pittsburgh, and of course, playing for both of these teams over the course of his career. How's it going with Michkov? I know he didn't use him a lot in one of the third periods early in the season, and off to a little bit of a slow start statistically this year, but how's that relationship based on how it was with Torts?
So far, it seems the lines of communication have been very much open between Tocchet and Michkov. And it's just, again, starting off the season, obviously he had his injury that he seemed to have sustained over the summer that seemingly kind of placed him behind some of the other players. Certainly not saying we're talking about any kind of a sophomore slump per se, but he did, in fact, end up down, on the Dvorak line, which technically would be the Flyers' third line. But he is starting to pick things up a bit, certainly. But certainly early on, turnovers. He's a player who likes to play sometimes with a bit of risk, and there's been some turnovers where when things happen late in games, Tocchet tends to shorten his bench, and certainly when we got to a couple shootouts this season, Michkov was not tapped for that. But I think more or less it's just getting Michkov on board in terms of what the coaching staff is looking for out of him, especially handling his play in his own zone and being smart and careful with the puck. That being said, I do think they've clicked on a very interesting line here for him with Trevor Zegras on the left wing and Christian Dvorak playing center. I think it's a line that has some very intriguing potential.
Yeah, and we have about a minute left here, and we are speaking with Anthony Mingione from Hockey Hot Stove. I wanted to get your take on Trevor Zegras, big trade in the offseason, and just how's he fitting in? It's a little different, obviously, going west to east here, but it seems like he's finding a nice home there, being tied with Couturier for the team lead.
Yeah, he's having, and yet another point this evening, obviously, I believe on the power play as well, on the Flyers tying goals. So he's, I believe, 6 straight games now at home where he's gotten an assist, and the rate he's going, I mean, you're looking at potentially 50 assists at the rate he's going. Initially, they certainly were playing him at the first 2 games of the season at center, but Tocchet decided to swing him out a little more towards the wing with Dvorak and playing in this hybrid role. He has been sprinkled in a little bit at center at times, but so far so good offensively. He seems to be taking very well to being a Philadelphia Flyer.
I'm curious to see how it all plays out. Looking forward to watching from afar. And, of course, these matchups between the Pens and Flyers are always entertaining. Anthony, thank you so much, my friend. I'm sure we'll catch up again soon, but I appreciate your time tonight.
Much appreciated, Brian. Take care.
You too. That is Anthony Mingione. Find him on Twitter at Anthony Mingione. When I come back, some news from around the league on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
What are 2 things the Pittsburgh Penguins have in common with Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company? Hard work and dedication. If you're looking for heavy equipment, need a specific part, or want expert service, talk to the industry leaders at Cleveland Brothers, your local CAT dealer. We provide solutions and products for construction, landscaping, oil and gas, electric and industrial power, highway, and more. Let us help you score the winning goal. Visit www.clevelandbrothers.com to learn more.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com or an office near you.
Proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Office is Pittsburgh.
The
Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh's entertainment destination. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, back to the Penguins Live Intermission Report with Brian Metzer.
Penguins and Flyers still tied at 1. Obviously, it's been the intermission. Brian Metzer back here with you, and a couple news notes from around the league. It is Elliot Friedman reporting that Thomas Harley, who had a coming out party at the Four Nations last fall, or last spring, I guess you could call it, with Sidney Crosby and Team Canada. Well, he is closing in on a contract extension, 8-year, $10.5-ish million could be the number, so keep your eyes on that. Couple other status updates for players around the league. Brad Marchand, who left his fingerprints all over the game between the Penguins and Panthers last week, well, he is going to be out tonight due to a death in his family. And Mikael Granlund, the former Penguin, who has been outstanding with the Anaheim Ducks so far this season, point per game, 2 goals, 8 points in the 8 games that he's played. Well, he is going to be sidelined a few weeks for the Ducks after sustaining a lower body injury during the first period of a 4-3 loss to the Tampa Bay Lightning on Saturday. And I just heard them really hyping up his game on the NHL Network earlier, saying how meaningful he has been to that young group out there and making a ton of contributions. So they'll have to weather that storm and lean on people like Chris Kreider, who is set to miss his 4th straight game with an illness. So they're both out. When we come back, second period action from Philadelphia. Joe Brand and the old 2-9er Phil Bork have it for you on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The Morbid Podcast Network is on the SiriusXM app.
Spoiler alert, it's a spooky situation.
Find everything from dark, funny true crime stories.
Next stop, the creepy trail.
To horror movie deep dives.
From Texas Chainsaw 2006 to Freddy vs. Jason.
And spine-tingling supernatural tales.
This week's headline, Buried Alive.
Plus, get ad-free access to new episodes of the pod that started it all. Just search Morbid in the SiriusXM app. We deliver the NHL.
Head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brindamore, what's the mental approach to get to the dance?
Every year you start at the same spot as every team, right? Like you're at the bottom of the mountain. And when we get to that point, if we can, then we can knock down the final kind of stretch of highway we haven't been able to cover. So let's make the best out of every day and play our ass off every night and see what happens.
SiriusXM, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
Hey, Jim Rome here. What's cracking?
Hi.
Hope you're enjoying the game, and when you're not taking in a game, find us on Sirius Channel 161, XM Channel 206. In fact, we'll be there every weekday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you've got something you want to break down from this game, you know where to find us. Just make sure you have it taken, don't suck.
Step your game up.
That has never changed. In fact, this show has never changed. We're just back home, and it's great to be there. Sirius 161, XM 206. See you there.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM. MLS, NWSL, the USL, and more covering the beautiful game here at home. American soccer lives on SiriusXM FC 157. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank. The biggest names in the game.
Quickly in. Here's Giroux going to the net. Shoots one. He scores!
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Tied at 1 after 1 here in Philadelphia as the Penguins and Flyers match up for the first time this year. Shots on goal in favor of Philly, 10-8. After they have readjusted a few of those numbers. For the Penguins, it was Justin Brazeau picking up his 6th goal of the season. And then later on, Bobby Brink with a power play goal is what tied up this game. Pretty interesting stat from the Penguins PR staff regarding Justin Brazeau and his scoring prowess to begin this year with his new team and the Penguins. No offseason acquisition by any team has more goals or points than the Penguins' Justin Brazeau. Brazeau with 6 goals, 12 points. And that has started since he scored the Penguins' first goal of the season in Madison Square Garden, opening night against Igor Shesterkin. He just has not slowed down since. Neither has that entire second line of Anthony Mantha and Evgeny Malkin, as Mantha picked up the primary assist on that goal from Justin Brazeau. Dumba, his first assist with the Penguins on that goal. Actually, his first overall. Now in Pittsburgh, black and gold. We go down to center ice, drop of the puck. Opening face-off to begin the second period is brought to you by number one Cochrane. Go one better. The Penguins win it, but can't get it into the Flyers zone. Penguins in their road white sweaters attacking from right to left with Archer Shelov's in net. Philadelphia Flyers attacking from left to right in their home orange sweaters with Sam Urson in net. He actually just scooted out of the crease to stop a puck along the near side as the Flyers coughed it up. Let it go all the way down to their zone. Now the Penguins try to keep it alive. It's pitched out to the neutral zone. Bobby Brink will cough it up again. Down into the near corner. Brian Rust races after it. He gets taken down to the ice. This is going to be a penalty.
That is so good from Brian Rust. That is so good. He set the hook, snapped the reel, bent the rod, and got himself a big tuna.
Number 10, super hooking.
Named Bobby Orbrink. First it forced a turnover. Then the way that Brian Rust goes for the loose puck in the corner just down to our left to the right of Urson, he uses his body position to fend off Brink. So Brink has to reach around Brian Rust, and when he does, he hauls down Brian Rust and up to the power play go the Penguins.
Penguins unsuccessful on their lone power play earlier tonight. Right now, Anthony Mantha out there on this power play.
Brian Rust getting some repairs to, looks like his hockey pants. A little professional courtesy for the Rusty Razor.
Yeah, earlier we saw Ben Kindle in the top power play unit. Now it looks like Mantha joining in. Crosby to take the draw against Christian Dvorak to the right of Sam Urson. Crosby wins it. Carlson along the blue line, takes it to the far side, now snaps it to Mantha. Up the near circle, Rister doesn't get through traffic and kicks over to the near side. Sanheim clears it over to the wall, but can't clear it out. Penguins send it deep, slow roller along the near corner as Malkin will chuck it over to the far side. Didn't have enough on it, though. It slows down as Garnett Hathaway will kick it out to the neutral zone, but only gets it so far as Crosby had a nice poke check to get in the way. Malkin awkwardly crosses over the Flyers line, but the Penguins still in Philly's zone. Down along the end wall, over to the far corner. Carlson has to race after it. Centering pass, and Hathaway sets up possibly his own breakaway here. Luckily, it went too far over to the far corner of the Penguins' end.
I didn't get the words out of my mouth, but I did not like the way the Penguins were setting up and turning the puck over. And you're leaving Erik Karlsson back there by himself, which could be an adventure at times, especially when the Penguins are on the power play. It's just too high risk is what I'm trying to get to.
Well, the Penguins nearly cough up the puck in their own zone. Still have yet to get it back up to center ice. Brian Rust will do so right now with 53 seconds on the Penguins power play. We're tied at 1 early in the second period. Carlson into the Flyers zone. Cross ice pass to Rust. Now snaps it over to Crosby above the far circle. Run it over to Carlson again. Goes along the boards. Now over to Rust near circle. Back over to Crosby. Down to Malkin near the corner. Along the boards. Malkin trying to feed it to Crosby. Taken away by Noah Cates. He'll take it up to the neutral zone and chip it down into the Penguins' end near corner.
Everything on the perimeter when they tried to penetrate.
Cates all by himself. A centering pass and a save by Shelovs as he's able to keep the rebound out. And Carlson breaks his stick while slamming it over the crossbar after the Penguins just lackadaisically coughed it up in their own zone.
That's a word, buddy. So my bones were telling me there's something just not right here. Just not right the way they were going about their business in the 1-1 hockey game. And what a save by Shelovs to keep this 1-1. Can we get the 10 seconds off the clock for Bobby Brink and get back to 5-on-5? Because this Penguins power play right now is seriously out of sorts.
The faceoff will come to the right of Shelovs. As Cates stole the pass, brought it up to the neutral zone, got it down into the Penguins' end, and then was easily able to take his own dumping attempt.
Well, that's because he was chased by Erik Karlsson, and as soon as Cates stopped and went to the right, Karlsson took a big turn to the left. Why don't you just take Cates? Why don't you just take him? Didn't make any sense to me.
That left Konechny wide open, and luckily Shilov's with the stop to keep this tied at 1. 10 seconds to go on the Penguins' power play. Dumped into the Flyers' end. Chris Letang stops a clearing attempt at the point. Now to Ryan Shea. Second unit out here now. Kindle up to Letang. Far circle. Hangs on. Downstairs. Trying to get it to Kindle. Out of the box comes Brink. Almost had a breakaway. We're back to 5-on-5. Flyers in the Penguin zone. Konechny shot. He scores. The Flyers came cruising into the Penguin zone with numbers, but Konechny kept it the entire time and rips a wrister past Artur Shilovs. The Flyers a 2-1 lead right after they finished the kill.
Well, you're not going to want to hear this, but the Penguins got exactly what they deserved. If you're going to try to continue to go through the middle of the ice, you are just feeding into the Powers offense. First it was Evgeny Malkin, now it's Chris Letang, the turnover, and give the Penguins a little bit of credit of back-checking and making what was a 3-on-2 or 3-on-3, but Konechny can just walk this thing in. Right-hand shot, top of the circle, gets between the top of the circle and the dot, and rips the wrister blocker side on Shilovs, and the Flyers have their first lead. It's now 2-1.
Noel Acciari slamming Matvei Michkov into the boards right by the Penguins bench, and then Acciari took a hit for good measure. The Flyers have a 2-1 lead over the Penguins now with under 17 to go in the second period. Cunningham Juleson, backhand shot saved by Shilovs. Loose puck still, and over to the far side. It's pushed up ahead by Noel Acciari. Blake Lazard, who will dump it down into the Flyers' end far corner. Played off the wall by Juleson. He takes a hard hit from Lazard. And Juleson maybe a little bit shooken up as he had some trouble getting back to the ice. Flyers dump it down into the Penguins' end again. Wotherspoon takes it. On the near side, sends it ahead to Crosby, who taps it down into the Flyers' end near corner. Sealer up along the boards as Drysdale gets it up a little bit further, and now escaped out by Zegras, but to nobody as Carlson will play it off the far boards. Now to Crosby. Rink wide to Koivunen, rather Hollander off the far boards. Backhand shot, saved by Urson. Up to the near point for Wotherspoon now. He'll go to the far corner as Sid plays it off the boards. Can't sweep a pass up to the point, taken by Delorier of Philly. He'll get it over to Drysdale. Over the Penguins line, dumps it to the far corner, rolls over to the other one as Carlson spits it over to the near side. Hollander picks it up off the boards. Carries it to the neutral zone, over the Phillies logo. Now Ryan Russ dumps it down to the corner. Penguins will get a change with 15.5 to play in this second period. 2-1 Flyers. Drysdale up ahead, gets it to Forrester over the Penguins line, stripped up to the corner against Ryan Shea. But Forrester hangs onto it, gets at the point for Drysdale. Sanheim a drive wide of the net, played off the wall by Noah Cates. He'll take it to the corner, stripped of the puck by Ryan Shea. Evgeny Malkin can't get a clean handle on it. Loose puck sitting at the goal line. Now it's kicked over to Mantha. He'll get it up to Brazeau. Brazeau chips it down into the Flyers' end far corner. Brazeau racing after the loose puck, but scooped away by Cam York. Played up ahead to Bobby Brink in the neutral zone. His pass goes off Evgeny Malkin and over to Chris Letang. Penguins resetting here. Ryan Shea will drop it back to Letang. Quick snap pass to Brazeau. Right at the near point. He drops it down to the Flyers' end. Urson out of his net to play it. Sends it over to the far side for Sanheim. Now up ahead to Tippett. He's got some speed over the Penguins' line. Far circle. Dashes down to the corner. Overskated his own play and caught the puck right up to Justin Brazeau. An errant pass by him goes off the skate of Ben Kindle.
Tippett was going so fast. He had the high-speed wobble.
The Penguins chip it out to the neutral zone. Tippett leaves his feet to try to paw the puck down, but Novak takes it into the Flyers' end. Far half wall drops it down to the corner. Tippett plays it off the end wall, cranks it around the boards. The near half wall, Pickering keeps it alive for the Pens with Koivunen in the corner on the puck. Koivunen surveying the area, kicks it over to the far side, hit the wrong angle on the corner though, goes all the way down to the Penguins' end. Shilov's well out of his net to stop it. 14 to play in the second period. Penguins now down 2-1. As Tommy Novak takes it into the Flyers' end with some speed. Near corner, centering pass. Koivunen can't get it to go. He's still looking for his first NHL goal. Tried to send it around the near boards, but it was out of the reach of Wotherspoon. He had to race after it in the neutral zone. As Koivunen can't dump it cleanly down into the Flyers' end, it's taken back by Philly. Drop back to Juleson. Up ahead to Zegras. It's shipped down to the near corner, rolling in behind Shilov's net. Now sent over to Carlson, who will take it up for the Penguins with 13.5 to play in this second. Lazard over the Flyers line to Carlson, far side, snapped over to Achari, off his skate, loose puck, swatted by Dewar, but kept out by Urson.
Oh, what a save by Urson on Dewar. That was a broken play that bounced off the skate of Achari right onto the stick of Dewar.
Trevor Zegras with a backhanded shot, got kicked around over to the near corner. It goes, taken by Connor Dewar. They'll chip it out to the neutral zone. Lazard had some trouble with it, still able to juggle the puck until now. Zegras takes it back into the Penguins zone. In the crease, gets sandwiched by a couple of Penguins, one of them being Blake Lazard, and the Penguins will take it back. Under 13 to play in the second period. 2-1 Philly. The Penguins' top line comes out on the ice once again. Wotherspoon to the near side of the neutral zone, dumps it into the Flyers' end. Crosby at the far wall, chips it down to the end boards. To the near corner for Russ, snaps it up to Shea, near point. Rink wide to Letang. Shot coming, doesn't get through traffic. Hollander races after it at the far corner. Comes around at that far circle, now stops at the point. Trying to get it towards the crease, taken away by Bobby Brink. On a bit of a breakaway, Shea closing in. Brink has to slow down and can't get a clean pass off the Forrester, thankfully.
What the hustle by Ryan Shea. Looked like Bobby Brink was off to the races, and Shea got on his horse.
There's Sealer with a wrister. Blocker saves Shelovs. Rebound in front of the crease. Flyers trying to get a hold of it, but Crosby will take it on the near side.
Shea just took a stick in the face from Michkov. No call.
12 minutes to play in the second. Crosby steals a pass away, but he's offside. Stop the action with 12:01 to go in the second. Flyers take a 2-1 lead, though, after they kill off the penalty. It's Travis Konechny giving Philly a 2-1 lead. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Kimberly Clark Professional to be a champion sustainability partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Together they are driving change to help reduce impact through a commitment to sustainable products and services. Learn more at kcprofessional.com/sustainability.
It takes real beer to quench real thirst, to give you real satisfaction. Iron City Beer is the perfect result of the skill and knowledge developed through 164 years in the business. Go on, grab one.
The wait is over, Pens fans. The 2026 Penguins and Paws Charity Pet Calendar is here, featuring Penguins players and adoptable pets, all while supporting a great cause. With each month, you'll get a glimpse of your favorite players alongside adorable furry friends looking for their forever homes. Proceeds benefit animal friends and the Penguins Foundation, assisting pets in need to find the perfect home. Secure your calendar today by visiting shop.pittsburghpenguinsfoundation.org. Pre-order your Penguins and Paws Charity Pet Calendar today and make a difference, 1 month at a time.
2-1 Philly with 12 minutes to go in the second period. He's the old 2-9er Phil Bourque. I'm Joe Brand. Start of a 4-game road trip for the Penguins here against their in-state rival of the Philadelphia Flyers. First matchup between these two teams this year. And for Philly, it's game 2 of a 5-game homestand. Kenny Malkin to take the draw against Sean Couturier. And Malkin wins the draw all the way down to the Penguins' end it goes. Played by Shelovs. He leaves it for Owen Pickering, who's found some pressure from Travis Konechny. Konechny playing along the wall. Gets it up to the point. Shot coming. Saved by Shelovs on a quick shot from Nick Sealer at the far point. Drysdale now wide of the net. Kicks off the far corner. Brazeau with it. Pitch it up ahead down into the Flyers' end, but taken right away by Sealer. To Couturier, up ahead to Konechny. Now tip it back in the Penguins zone. Near circle to hash mark. Shoulder save Shelovs on a quick wrister. Fight for the puck in the near corner. Pickering can't get a hold of it. Fight for the puck along the boards. Now Malkin will take it. Looks to chip it out. Went off a skate of a Flyer. And finally, Parker Wotherspoon gets to the neutral zone, but back to possession of Philly. Tip it over to Couturier. Sends it rink wide over to the near corner. Hacked out by Parker Wotherspoon out to the neutral zone. As it goes over rink wide to Konechny now. Konechny in the Penguin zone around the boards. Over to the far corner for Delorier. Sent back over, taken by Obels. He'll play it off the wall in the Penguin zone. Down to the goal line, curls around again at the corner, pitches it up, and jumps off the stick of Juleson. The Philadelphia Flyers have to regroup.
Juleson and Konechny collided just inside the Penguin zone. Konechny's at the bench, took his helmet off, and he's doubled over in a lot of pain.
10:30 to go in this second. Konechny has the go-ahead goal at the moment for the Flyers, 2-1. Now Hathaway takes it into the Penguin zone with some speed. Backhand shot stuffed out by Shilovs as Delorier digs after it, but Shilovs able to freeze it. 10:19 to go in this second. 2-1 Philly.
Well, building the future takes grit, and no one does grit like Pittsburgh. EQT is ready to unleash the build and power America's next big win. EQT.
Just get a look on the video of Travis Konechny. Going to stop some leakage up by his nose, it looks like. He's still got the towel to his face.
Yeah, I think he took the helmet of Juleson right into the chops in an awkward collision about 10 feet inside the Penguins' blue line. Oh, he's got the walrus going. He's got the cotton batting up the one nostril there to stop the leakage.
Well, he's got both tusks in one nostril.
Yeah.
So I wanted to call it the half walrus, but it was almost the double-halved walrus. Down into the Flyers' end it goes. Raced down by Drysdale. Let's spin it up ahead to Matvei Michkov in his sophomore year here with the Philadelphia Flyers. 1 goal this season. Over to Zegras, who's now sporting a new orange and black. Chips it back to Michkov. Backhand. Big save by Shilovs with a left pad. Well, the Philadelphia Flyers were just about to show off their young talent, but Artur Shilovs comes up with a big stuff save. Still 2-1 Philly. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network presented by S&T Bank.
The chase for the MLS Cup is on Sirius XM FC.
Messi with a left-footed chip at the brace.
Hear every postseason goal.
Thomas Muller! Oh, what a finish!
Every breathtaking moment. Until a champion is crowned.
Cue the celebrations!
Follow the road to MLS Cup on Sirius XM FC 157 and streaming on the Sirius XM app. Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Nothing puts you closer to the action than Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong, Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan. And
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with a group. And I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change. And we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91.
2-1 the Flyers lead the Pens. A little less than 10 minutes to go in the second period. Shots on goal in favor of Philly right now, 18-10. We'll get a face-off to the left of Artur Shilovs. They just stopped a big rush by Philly.
So by my math, last 8 minutes of the first period, first 10 minutes here of the second period, 8 plus 10 is 18. Penguins have had 2 shots in the last 18 minutes.
Not to mention they were on a power play at the early stages of the second period. That generated more momentum for Philadelphia, though. After their kill, they took the lead. Now Brink, a wrister saved by Shilovs, and it was swatted away out of the crease as Brian Rust and Sidney Crosby try to push the tempo up into the Flyers zone. Crosby plays it off the corner, takes a hard hit from Drysdale.
Drysdale's going to go for a high stick into the face of Sidney Crosby. You know, we're getting some boos finally here, Joe, in the city of brotherly love for Sidney Crosby. But, you know, it's not a full house here. A lot of empty seats, good seat Tickets still available. I was really disappointed in the Flyer fans. Here's your call.
Philadelphia, number 8, minor penalty. I say.
Normally when I first get up here in the booth, which is, for a 7 o'clock game, 5:30. So for the 6 o'clock, it was 4:30. And usually the Crosby sucks chants have already started. They weren't here tonight. I'm really I don't know how Sid's going to score without it, because it really fuels his fire.
He almost did. A right pad save by Urson after a blast from Malkin at the far circle. Penguins on the power play. They trail 2-1 with 9.5 to go in the second period. Malkin wrapped up at the far side. Here come the Flyers with some numbers in the Penguin zone. Cates over to Sanheim. Great poke check from Carlson, though. Out to the neutral zone it goes. Flyers are back in the Penguin zone. Forrester, wrister wide of the net.
This is ridiculous. This kind of hockey is ridiculous. You can't play this way. This is 12 o'clock in the Saturday Night Men's League, the way the Penguins are giving the puck away. This is Looney Tunes.
Bluebirds come out as Crosby dumps it into the Flyers and around the boards to Mantha at the near corner. Below the goal line, spits it up to Carlson. Now back down to Mantha, bottom of the circle, centering pass broken up. And a freeze from Urson, who lunges forward to get on top of the puck. 68 seconds to go on the Penguins' power play.
Yeah, this is just, I understand it's a back-to-back situation. You're not at full capacity, but that's where you have to be smarter. Like, keep it simple. Evgeny Malkin just trying to do too much when he didn't have to. And the Flyers were just like flies all over him, and the turnover almost ended up in the back of the net. It's a 2-1 game. You're on the road in the back-to-back situation. You got to be smarter.
Penguins keep it onside as Malkin angled the puck around the blue line, spins it around the boards at the near point. Carlson's now got it towards the slot, hangs on, shoots it wide of the net. Played over to the near half wall. Crosby tries to drop it down to the corner. Malkin forcing it, but it pops up and sailed over him as Mantha looks to keep it alive. He gets it down to the corner for Rust. Hanging on to it, up to Mantha, back to Rust at the hash marks of the near circle. To Mantha, near point. Over to the far side for Carlson, along the blue line. Sent down to Crosby, now touched over to Malkin. Rink wide to Mantha, had to play it off the boards. The pass was behind him. Down to the corner now for Rust, back up to Mantha. 23 seconds to go on the Penguins' power play. Carlson drags, back over to Mantha, above the near circle. Hangs on to it, Deeks to Carlson, high slot. Back skates, back to the blue line, to the far point. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Up to Mantha, in the slot, to Malkin, near circle. Over to Carlson. It got deflected, pop it in the air, and the Flyers will clear it on down.
Evgeny Malkin's going to make that play come hell or high water. He's going to go through 15 sticks and 27 skates, but one of these times, it will work for Gino.
We're back to 5-on-5. Cam York out of the box. Penguins not much doing on the power play. They trail 2-1 with 7:20 to go in this second. Flyers dig it out of their zone on the stick of Tippett. He'll backhand pitchfork it down into the Penguins' end far corner. Pickering playing it off the wall. Michkov kept it alive along the end boards. Flips it up towards the slot. Couldn't connect to one of his teammates. Urson out of his net to stop it. He'll leave it at the near circle for Drysdale. Novak tried to cut him off, but Novak lost his footing, crashed into the end boards all by himself. And the Flyers are offside as they bring it into the Penguins' end. 7 minutes to go in the second period. 2-1, Philly leads.
Well, tonight's Mega Millions jackpot now has an estimated annuity of $714 million. Yeah, $714 million. So don't forget to play your local retailer or online. Pennsylvania lottery proceeds that benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. You have to be 18 or older, and please play responsibly.
Shots on goal now in favor of the Flyers, 19-12 with under 7 to play in this second period. Zabels gets kicked out of the faceoff circle, so Hathaway to take over against Blake Lizotte. Near right dot in front of the Flyers penalty box, and Philly controls. Cam York along the far side, played off the wall, sent down by Obels to the corner, pitched along by Ryan Shea. Couldn't get it to anybody just yet, though. Obels swings it around the boards up to the near half wall. Zamula to the point for Hathaway. He'll send it deep. Rolls over to the far corner. Chris Letang races it down. Snaps it up, looking for Dewar. Kept in by Hathaway, though. Flyers have it in the Penguin zone still. As a Attempt to send it deep went off the lower body of Lizotte. Penguins will take it into the Flyers' end. Dewar near circle. Rister didn't get through Zamula. He spins it around the boards, far side. Chris Letang can't race it down. It goes all the way down to the Penguins' end. 6:10 to go in the second period. 2-1 Philly leads. Then up to Crosby, but he'll have to send it back to Shea behind Shilov's net. Over to Letang on the far side. Saucer to Hollander. Cruising through the neutral zone. Gets it to Rust over the Flyers line. Sends it rink wide. Near corner for Crosby. He taps it deep to Hollander. But Drysdale pulls it away. Sends it along the far boards. Raced after by Crosby. He sends it deep. Gets it to Carlson. Hollander in the slot. Wrists one. Goes off the shin pad of Drysdale. Now taken away by Bobby Brink. In transition to the neutral zone. He drops it back to Forrester in the Penguin zone. Near corner. Backhand shot. Sprawling save by Shilovs. Swimming in the crease.
Arthur Shilovs, my goodness. If it's not for Shilovs, this might be 4-5-1. Arthur Shilovs is doing everything he can to keep the Penguins in this hockey game.
And he keeps them 2-1 in favor of the Flyers. 5:33 to play in the second. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
Dear team, thanks for showing up for me with the best face paint and taunting the other team in the kindest way. For standing on your seat when I need the support and screaming until your throat hurts because you know it makes a difference. For wearing my number. For being the best teammates a player could ask for. At Highmark, we're proud to be cheering alongside the best teammates. Fans like you. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, official health plan of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
The Flyers a 2-1 lead over the Penguins with 5.5 to play in this second period. But it's been Artur Shilovs keeping the Penguins within a goal. Earlier, he stopped a bit of a 2-on-1 with Michkov and Trevor Zegras just a moment ago, stuffing one out.
Similar saves, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Michkov coming down the left side, going forehand, backhand, left pad by Shilovs. This time, Forrester, right shot, going around. Wolderspoon tries to go forehand, backhand. Then Shilovs had the answer for both.
18 saves for Shilovs tonight. Can't blame him too much on the two goals that have been scored by Philly. 5:15 to play in the second period. Penguins have it in the Flyers' end along the end boards. Justin Brazeau tries to kick it free. Sanheim in front, though. Now it's pitched back and sent over to the near corner, taken by Cam York of Philly. Chips it off the glass on the near wall. It rolls into the Penguin zone, but Wotherspoon takes it away. And this is a penalty that took forever to be called.
Yeah. Who's going?
I thought it was going to be Wotherspoon, but Sean Couturier is arguing with the official right now.
The Penguins are going on a power play. I didn't see the call. I did not see the infraction.
And you know what? Hal, there isn't one.
That's why.
So maybe they just blew the play dead. Not sure why, but I think the Flyers wanted a call on Wotherspoon for slashing. It never came, and then that's why Couturier was arguing with the official. But the Flyers will dump it down into the Penguins, and we're skating 5-on-5, just under 5 minutes to play in the second period. Penguins down 2-1. Out to Brian Rust as he'll carry it up to center ice. Over the Flyers logo, he backhand chips it down to the far corner. Crosby spins it around the boards. Couldn't get it to Carlson, though, as Brink will take it along the near wall. Slammed into the wall by Philip Hollander, though, with a good aggressive play. Forrester disrupts it, drops it down to the Penguins' end far corner. Russ kicks it over to the near side for Carlson. Plays it off the wall, up ahead to Chris Letang. Now got it to Hollander, who sweeps it to Brian Rust. A little bit out of his reach. Hollander picks up the loose puck into the Flyers zone to Crosby, far circle. Takes it to the corner, now curls around. Snapped across ice to Letang at the point. Rister, glove save from Urson. 4 minutes to go in this second period. Still 2-1 Philly.
That was a chance for Philip Hollander. He did a good job in front of the net to stay there. But then when Drysdale was really giving him the business, Hollander wanted no more of it. And he went away from the front of the net. And that's when the shot was coming from Letang. That's when you needed a screen or deflection. And by that time, Hollander didn't want the abuse from Drysdale anymore and got out of there.
Hollander with a couple of inches and a few pounds on Drysdale. We're going to face off to the right of Sam Urson with 4:04 to play in the second period. Kindle to take the draw against Dvorak, and the Flyers come away with it. Up ahead to Michkov, now coughed up. Novak takes it near corner, plays it along the end boards. In behind Urson's net, backhand chips it over the net. Zegras swats it up, and ahead to Michkov it goes. He'll take it over the Penguins line. Slows down at the circle. Nice move. Backhand shot. Hit the side of the cage. Michkov with his own rebound. Kicked it up to Drysdale. He'll have to play it off the boards to keep it alive for Philly. Dvorak takes it along the near wall. Drops it back for Michkov. He snaps it over to Sealer. Far side. Rister wide of the net. Rebound kicks over to the near side, and Tommy Novak will hack it on down to the Flyers' end.
Just gave the Penguins another shot. That puts them at a grand total of 13 with 3:20 to go here in the second period. Penguins will be an outshot 20-13, and Artur Sheilov has done his job to keep the Penguins hanging around in this game.
They're being outshot 9-5 in this second period as Lazat takes it in the Flyers zone. Whiffed on a pass. Second attempt. Pad save from Urson.
There's a rebound again. Another big rebound by Urson. No Penguin to be found. Look out.
At the way to Abels. A backhand shot kicked out of there by Sheilov.
Yeah, good recovery there by Letang. He was beat on the play. And recovered to get stick on puck just when Hathaway was pulling the trigger.
Lazat took a hard hit from Delorier. And right now, Garnett Hathaway is riding Connor Dewar like a bull. And it's cleared on down by the Flyers into the Penguins' end. Sheilov spins it around the boards. Here's Hathaway with it. Takes a hard check from, Nola Chari. Chari playing it off the near boards as it's dumped down to the near corner. Zamula in front of it, though. He'll take the puck away over to the far side. Stolen by Malkin. He'll juggle it off the far wall. Try to keep it alive for the Penguins with 2:20 to go in this second period.
1 against 3 as the Penguins are in the middle of the line change.
Philly takes the puck away, though. Chips it off the near glass. It goes tumbling down in front of Parker Wotherspoon. Back skating in his own end. Sent it up ahead, but Konechny's got it. And the Flyers are offside. 2:07 to go in the second period. Flyers lead the Penguins 2-1.
Just in my humble estimation, the Penguins are playing like a team that played last night and stayed up late to watch a World Series game. Not so much physically, it's mentally.
Yeah.
The mental mistakes that the Penguins are making in this game, I don't think we've seen them all year under Dan Muse.
Well, if that's the case, they were up till 3 in the morning. I know I was. Less than 2 minutes to go in the second period. Flyers lead 2-1. It's left in behind Sheilov's net, now taken by Erik Karlsson. He skated up to the neutral zone, ahead to Mantha, into the Flyers' end. Off his skate, goes over to the far side. Kenny Malkin picks it up, back into the Penguin zone, now gets it over to Mantha. Wotherspoon clears it up ahead to Karlsson. Cuts around Konechny, but coughs it right up to Couturier. Tip it in the Penguin zone. Far circle, backhanded centering pass, couldn't connect with Konechny. Now Mantha saucers ahead to Karlsson in the Flyers' end. Plays it off the near wall, no one was there. Then up ahead, Flyers can't clear it out just yet. Now they do. It's Brink in the Penguin zone. He's got Couturier ahead. Drop back tip at Rister. Glove saved by Shelovs. And the Penguins goaltender continues to come up huge to keep them within 1.
Again, I'm going to say something that I might regret, but I don't know if you can put Erik Karlsson out there right now. He's an absolute turnover machine. He's been so good this year. I don't understand it. He's been so rock solid. But here tonight, it is an absolute adventure every time he's on the ice. And here you are in a 2-1 game. Your goaltender's playing his you-know-what off. And Erik Karlsson, he had a 0% chance to get that puck. And he ends up turning the puck over or chasing a puck that he couldn't get. And it ends up a 2-on-1 the other way.
Less than a minute to go in the second period. Penguins still trailing 2-1. Philly scored shortly after killing off the penalty in the second period. They'll fight for the puck in the near corner as Owen Pickering does a nice pick and roll around Bobby Brink, but the Flyers still with it. Shot coming. It didn't get through traffic. Loose puck in front. Big save by Shilovs up top. 35.6 seconds to go in the second period, and Shilovs continues to keep the Penguins up by 1. Do we have a penalty on Sealer here?
No, we have a penalty on Dumba.
Matt Dumba.
High sticking is going to be the call. As once again, the Flyers, the diminutive forward, Bobby Brink, goes to the front of the net and stays there. Here's the call.
Pittsburgh, number 24, minor penalty. High stick.
And in the effort by Dumba to try to move Bobby Brink, he clips him up around the head area. And off to the power play go the Flyers. Up a goal.
Face off to the right of Shilovs with 30 seconds to go in the second period. Fight for the puck in the corner, spun around the boards up to the point for Drysdale. Walks the blue line, sends it over to Michkov, down low to Konechny, snapped over to Tippett, jumped off his stick though. 15 seconds to go in this second period. Flyers on the power play. Couturier above the near circle. Far circle now for Drysdale, back to Couturier, one-timer saved by Shilovs. And Wotherspoon gets in the grill of Michkov, who came closing in on his goaltender.
Good, it's about time. Michkov was almost daring the Penguins to do something because that shot got bobbled a little bit by Shilovs, the long-range slapper. And I don't blame Michkov for going there, but once he went there, he just stayed there. Like, you guys gonna do anything? I'm gonna stand right here and whack at your goaltender to see if you'll do anything. Finally, Wotherspoon got in there and gave him a couple of whacks.
6.5 seconds to go in the second period. Penguins on the kill. The face-off to the left of Artur Shilovs. Couturier taking the draw against Blake Lizotte. Lizotte wins it.
Huge. That's big.
Karlsson clears it down. This will finish off the second period. Well, the Penguins cough up the only goal, and they get outshot by Philly 14-6. They'll be shorthanded for the first minute and 25 seconds to begin the third period. But Artur Shilovs has kept his team within 1 goal through 40 minutes.
That's it, buddy. That's a wrap right there. That's exactly what happened there in the second period. The Penguins got outsmarted, they got outworked, they got outwilled, they got out-executed. Everything you could think of that they should be down 5-1, but they're not because their goaltender came to play, Artur Shilovs.
Brian Metzer is standing by. We'll have a chat with the old 2-9er. And after that, we'll come back for the third period here from Philly. The Penguins trail the Flyers 2-1 and will be shorthanded to begin the third for the first 85 seconds. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Gluten-free, check. Keto-friendly, check. Low-carb, check. High-protein, check. Nitrate-free, check. Flavorful and satisfying, check. When you want a meat snack that checks all the boxes, try the original Mr. Donair Beef Jerky and Sticks. With 12 grams of protein and just 80 calories, it's beef jerky like no other. Mr. Donair, the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins, now available on Amazon.
We celebrate the brave, the powerful, pink ribbon wearers and supporters who turn the fear and uncertainty of a breast cancer diagnosis into strength and hope. At UPMC, we're here to support you with screenings, compassionate experts, and innovative therapies, because we know that sometimes you just need someone by your side through every step of the journey. Learn more at upmc.com/breast cancer awareness.
Hey, Pens fans, Colby Armstrong here. As the official security partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, the local team here at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses throughout southwestern PA. They are headquartered here. Their families eat, shop, and go to school and church in our communities. So they have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/pens for a free security assessment that will address your unique needs. That's vectorsecurity.com/pens.
The Steel City knows a thing or two about winners. When it comes to environmental services, WM has been winning for over 50 years. We have over 45,000 MVPs on our roster across North America, from truck drivers to sales professionals and everything in between. And right now, we're looking for Pittsburgh area professionals to join our winning team because doing what's right for our planet is vital work, best tackled together. We offer competitive pay, great benefits, and tons of other perks. Start your new career by visiting careers.wm.com. That's careers.wm.com.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
Penguins trail the Flyers 2-1 after 2 periods of play in Philadelphia. Brian Metzer here with you, and not the best period for the flightless Birds, as you heard the guys talking about mere moments ago. The only goal of the period, compliments of Travis Konechny, his second of the season from Couturier and Brink, came just 2:46 into the period, and the Flyers pretty much carried play throughout, had multiple scoring chances, put tons of shots on net, outshot the Penguins 14-6 in the period, and as you heard them talking about a moment ago, Joe Brand and Phil Bourque, Shilovs was probably the only reason why the Penguins aren't down by a significant margin in the period. The frustrating aspect of this is that the Penguins had themselves 2 power play opportunities in the period, one at 37 seconds when Bobby Brink went for hooking, and then again a little bit later in the period when Cam York went for high sticking at 10:24. Not able to cash in on either of those. They did muster 5 power play shots so far on the game over their 3 opportunities, but cannot beat Sam Urson. They had to kill another one late in the period, which is going to wrap around, and they'll be working on it into the third period. Matt Dumba took his second penalty of the night for high sticking. That came at 19:24. So that not the way you want to start a third period down a goal, but the good news here is that they are down only 1 goal with some light ahead of them there in terms of maybe getting this equalized with just a single shot beating Samuel Urson. Shots on goal again, 14-6 in the period, and for the game, Flyers out shooting the Penguins 24-14. When we come back, some hockey talk with rising star Phil Bourque. Looking forward to that next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com. and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage, used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
Protecting your assets should not be. When it comes to insurance, employee benefits, or surety bonding, rely on the industry experts at Suber to help you minimize risk, maximize potential, and improve your bottom line. Suber, an official partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Tender Care Learning Centers, the early education professionals, has been providing quality child care and preschool education for over 40 years. To find one of our 20 convenient locations near you, visit tendercarelc.org. Tender Care Learning Centers is the child care provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Face Off Inside the NHL returns, taking you deeper behind the scenes than ever before. See it all from the star-studded Four Nations Face Off tournament.
Us against the world, boys.
To the adrenaline of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I'm scared of you guys.
With candid interviews and backstage access, experience the sacrifice, the rivalries, and the determination that define NHL greatness.
Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped, here we are.
A new season of Face Off Inside the NHL. Watch now only on Prime Video.
Dear team, thanks for showing up for me with the best face paint and taunting the other team in the kindest way. For standing on your seat when I need the support and screaming until your throat hurts because you know it makes a difference. For wearing my number. For being the best teammates a player could ask for. At Highmark, we're proud to be cheering alongside the best teammates. Fans like you. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Official health plan of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
Penguins trail the Flyers 2-1 after 2 periods of play in Philadelphia. Joining me now, it's Brian Metzer back with you, by the way. Joining me now live from Xfinity Mobile Arena, the great Phil Bourque, the old 2-9er. Borky, I know you and I talk about this often, but wanted to get it in now again because there's a new generation of players on both sides to a certain extent. Is the juice still there between these two teams? And the biggest thing that I wanted was, first, your take on where the rivalry is, but does Rick Tocchet joining them in a coaching capacity kind of add juice back into it a little bit, being a member of both teams?
Oh, that's a great question. No, I don't think it's there. I don't think the hatred that is very healthy, and I'm talking in sports, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think there's been a lot of turnover from both teams. There's just a lot of young players that are a whole generation from when it used to be really nasty. When this building was packed and it was the game of the night, Pens and Flyers, the Keystone rivalry, and it's not the same. It's just a competitive game out here. I think now that both teams have above 500 records and they look like they're on their way to being better teams, when you get that metropolitan matchup where they're both fighting for maybe a top 3 or a wild card or the third spot in the metropolitan, that's when you get some juice. If you want the juice to be gasoline, and that gets sprayed on the fire a bit. And it seems like a long time since these two teams have played in the playoffs.
Just going to say that.
That takes a rivalry to the next level, right?
Oh, for sure. Once you meet in the postseason, that's when the venom really was flowing. I mean, back in your days, that's what got it going. And then obviously the streak and all of that stuff that you guys had to overcome. And it just seems like in recent years with the turnover and the young players, we got to find some way to kind of poke the rats in the cage a little bit, don't we?
I told you, they weren't even saying Crosby sucks before the game. Now you know the hatred is gone.
Usually that means Sid has done something good, so maybe we'll get it in the third period, Borky, when he gets on the board here, right?
Yeah, we can only beg for it, because that second period, I want to blank it from my memory as quick as possible, because that was forgettable. That was not good hockey at all. It was so far from Dan Muse hockey.
Yeah.
I just can't believe what my eyeballs just watched.
No, and I don't want to pile on the guy because I know you get certain things good and bad with him, but Erik Karlsson, not a great period. I know you guys talked about it. How do you get a guy to kind of break out of that in the middle of a game and get back to doing what he does effectively for you, which is get out on the offense and do some good things on the other end of the rink?
Well, you're reading my mind a little bit, because Mike Stuthers, the new assistant coach for the Penguins, I played with Mike Stuthers in Kingston in junior, and it's weird that we kind of meet back here.
Yeah,
he's a Penguin head assistant coach, but he runs the defense, and so probably 3 or 4 times I've started a conversation with him, usually on the road, is when you get to hang out with the assistant coaches. And I wanted to steer it towards Erik Karlsson. I said, no, I'm gonna let him marinate a little more on number 65, and then maybe give me a better answer. But now we're, into double digits in games played. I think he'll probably have a pretty good opinion.
Yeah.
Erik Karlsson has really been good up to that second period. That second period was a disaster for 65. I can't believe some of the decisions that he made, the turnovers that he made. He's got to be better. And the Penguins are really lucky that it's only 2-1. And him and Gino, when Tim and Gino start serving up pizzas the way they did there in the second period, bad things usually happen. But Arthur Sheilov was there to save the day multiple times.
Yeah, he certainly did, Borky. Well, we'll see if they can get it done in this third period. You have some safe travels over to Minnie, and we'll do it again on Devil's Eve, my friend.
All right, wouldn't be surprised me if this one goes bonus hockey, if the Penguins can get the next one, pal.
Well, we'll be here for it, and we'll be here for your call. Thank you for this. That is the old 2-9er Phil Bourque, and as I said, he and I will do this again on Thursday night when he and Joe are calling the game in Minnesota. When I come back, a little bit of news from the NHL on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
The fabulous trio, Evgeny, Sydney, Chris. I'm excited for these guys. They're going to do it, Phil. They can do it.
You know what? We're under the radar. Whether you're talking about Schultz Ford or you're talking about the Pittsburgh Penguins, we've gone through cycles. We've gone through ups and downs where people say they're not going to do it. They're over the hill or whatever. You know what they say? Hockey!
What Richard and Phil are really trying to say is, there's a Ford in your future. Choose from over 1,500 vehicles, lock in our $500 best price guarantee, and find us at any of our 4 Schultz Ford locations, where great deals are always nearby. Come out to PPG Paints Arena for Pittsburgh Night, presented by U.S. Steel on November 6th versus the Washington Capitals. Join your favorite mascots from around the city to celebrate all things Pittsburgh.
Now pushed up ahead, Brazeau playing it off the boards, towards the crease, backhand, he scores! Justin Brazeau, 3 goals with the Penguins in 2 games, and this one puts them...
Puck drops at 7:30 p.m. Get your tickets today at PittsburghPenguins.com.
As the official professional products partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Kimberly-Clark Professionals deliver trusted brands like Scott, Kleenex, and Wipe-All to deliver game-ready hygiene solutions that keep facilities clean, efficient, and prepared for action. Learn more at kcprofessional.com.
The Pittsburgh Penguins and Mitsubishi Electric have teamed up to transform the game day experience with a new state-of-the-art Diamond Vision video display system. See this display in action and find out why they are known as the makers of amazing by visiting MitsubishiElectric.com today.
This segment of the Penguins Live Intermission Report is brought to you by Smith's Hot Dogs, proud sponsor of the Penguins and official hot dogs at PPG Paints Arena.
Penguins trail the Flyers by a goal, 2-1 after 2 periods of play in Philadelphia. Brian Metzer back here with you, and they just played the St. Louis Blues last night. Were able to come up with a big victory. Did not have to go up against Jake Neighbors, who is currently leading the Blues in scoring, or tied for the team lead anyway, with 6 goals, 7 points in 8 games on the season. And unfortunately for him, he's been such an important player for them. Great young guy in the National Hockey League. Well, he's going to be out at least 5 weeks for the St. Louis Blues with a right leg injury. He was placed on injured reserve just earlier today, and he sustained that injury in a 6-4 loss to the Detroit Red Wings on Saturday. So that is why we did not get to see him in Pittsburgh last night. As I said, tied for the league or this team lead in St. Louis. He has those 6 goals, but one of their leading scorers. So hopefully he can get back soon. And great player for them. Was selected in the first round, number 26 overall in the 2020 draft. Penguins here looking to get this game equalized, and you heard Borky and I talking about it. Hopefully it will be some combination of Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Erik Karlsson. We all know what Sid is capable of, and we know what Gino's capable of, obviously, but I would love to see Erik Karlsson and Gino, since they were specifically mentioned for serving up pizzas, collaborate on the tying goal to get the Penguins where they need to be here tonight. And if they do, the great Joe Brand and Phil Bourque will let you know if it happens on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Add some ghoulish grooves to your Monster Mash. With the ultimate Halloween party mix. The Freaky 50. A spooky selection of songs to make you shudder and dance. Find the Freaky 50 along with many more Halloween specials in the SiriusXM app. Just search Halloween.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
the biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, scores!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM. The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back, stick handles to the backhand, moves in front, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Still with it. Here's a one-timer and a score!
SiriusXM 91.
Well, the Penguins outplayed in that second period, but still find themselves down by just one goal. Looking to turn things around in this third period, and that will have to start with killing off a minute and 25 of a Matt Dumba penalty to begin this third period. As the Flyers lead 2-1, they're out shooting the Penguins 24-13. The Penguins trying to continue their point streak. Currently at 6 games, they're 5-0-1 as they start their 4-game road trip here in Philadelphia. They'll be in Minnesota on Thursday, visit the Winnipeg Jets on Saturday, and then take on the Toronto Maple Leafs to conclude that road trip. The Penguins in their first matchup against the Flyers this year grabbed the first goal, but it's been all Philly since.
Let's see if the Penguins can kill this off. 125 left on the Dumba penalty, and how about their goaltender? I would imagine the chatter in the locker room between the second and third was not real pleasant. I hope it wasn't pleasant. Because Artur Shilov deserves more than he got from his mates in the second period.
22 saves for the Penguins goaltender tonight. They go down to center ice. Blake Lizotte to take the draw against Noah Cates. And the Penguins control, and they'll quickly clear it on down. Opening face-off to begin the third period is brought to you by number 1 Cochrane. Go one better. Penguins in their road white sweaters attacking from left to right. The Flyers in their home orange sweaters attacking from right to left. Artur Shilov still in net for the Penguins. Sam Ersson still in net for the Flyers. Here comes Philly in the Penguins zone. Forrester near half wall slows it down. Up to the point for Brink. Back to Forrester at the hash marks. He'll take it down to the corner. Back up to Brink along the blue line towards the crease. Over to the far side now. As it's sent to Zegras in the far half wall along the circle. Up top to York in the high slot. Hangs on. Deeks brings it over to the near side. Back to Zegras. One-timer Forrester. Pad save from Shilovs. Rolled all the way to the near wall as York will spin it around the board. Zegras collects at the far boards. And now kicked free by Wotherspoon. He was connected on the top of the bench, though, of the Penguins side. Couldn't pick himself up, and the Penguins will crank it out to the neutral zone again.
That's how you have to play Trevor Zegras, because he's so slippery that Wotherspoon completely forgot about the puck, just took the man.
Flyers back in the Penguins zone. It's Brink coughing up the puck to Shea, but Cates picks it up in the corner, looks towards the crease, and Lizotte slowed down a centering pass as York will take it in the high slot to Brink at the point. Over to the far circle, Rister wide of the net. 3 seconds to go on the Penguins PK. Dumba up in the box. Chris Letang kicks it out to the neutral zone. We're back to 5-on-5. Lazotte's got the puck in the Flyers' end. He'll dump it down and around.
It's a good penalty kill. Let's see if the Penguins can get some mo from that penalty kill and get back in this hockey game.
Sanheim in the near side of the neutral zone now. Takes it into the Penguins' end. Shot on net. Sticked out of there easily by Shilovs with a rebound still for the Flyers. Glove saved by Shilovs and a one-timer from Couturier. He keeps it 2-1 Philly with almost 2 minutes gone in this third period.
Now, the one thing you control is your work ethic and wanting the puck more than your opponent. And there's a harmless shot that came into Shilovs that the Penguins should have been first to and exit their zone and get going the other way. Instead, it was the Flyers just wanted it more than the Penguins.
Face-off won by the Pens. They get it out to the neutral zone. Brian Russ sends it along the boards into the corner on the far side of the Flyers' end. Drysdale trying to play keep away. Stripped to the puck by Crosby. Up along the wall and taken by Wotherspoon as Carlson sends a wrister. Doesn't get through traffic. Set up ahead now to Couturier, but out of his reach. Down into the Penguins' end. Sheloff spits it over to the near side for Carlson. Spun in behind the net to Wotherspoon. And now stolen away by Michkov. Near circle, a drive from Zegras and a save by Shelovs, who continues to come up huge tonight.
Once again, the Penguins, they're their own worst enemy tonight. I mean, give some credit to the Flyers, but it's more the Penguins just inflicting pain on themselves. Parker Wotherspoon comes out behind the goal. He had a 12-foot pass to Erik Karlsson. He said, nope, I'm going to do something better. I could do something a lot more with this. Turned it over, and that puck almost ended up in the back of your net.
Face off to the right of Sheloff. Achari against Christian Dvorak. And Achari gets kicked out of there. Kenny Malkin will take over. And the Flyers control. York at the point. Brings it down the wall as Malkin hacks at it. Fight for the puck along the near boards. Finally dug out by Malkin. Will chip it up into the air. Goes tumbling into the Flyers and raced down by Dvorak, though. Sends it up along the near boards as Zegras takes it into the Penguins' end. Nearly cut around two guys. And now taken back the other way. Malkin's got it. Cross-ice pass that Michkov was able to slow down. Still picked up by Mantha at the corner. In behind the net. Takes it up to the near side. Plays it up along the wall to Dumba at the point. They send it down to Malkin at the circle. Curls around it to Mantha up top. Shot fired. Glove save. And the rebound is collected by Urson. Keep it 2-1 Philly with 3 minutes gone in this third period.
That's more like it right there, Joe. Puck possession. It started on a simple dump in by Evgeny Malkin and then puck retrieval by the Penguins. So it wasn't a dump to chase, it was a dump to retrieve. And lots of movement by the Penguins, good pinpoint passing. And when the shot was needed, it was taken with traffic. And they kind of handcuffed Urson around the cuff of his glove, around his wrist. And somehow he was able to find it down in his gear and get a face-off to his right.
Malkin will take that draw. Against Abels. And the puck squirts over to the far corner. Rolled over to the near side by Nick Seeler. Taken up along the boards. Now ahead to Drysdale. All the way up to Abels in the Penguin zone. In the corner. Centering pass. Kick save by Shelovs. As Hathaway tried to get a quick shot off with Dumba down in the crease. Shelov's just picking up his stick right now. And Dumba's stick is split in half as he slowly goes back to the bench. Flyers back in the Penguin zone, but a little bit awkwardly as Letang pulls it out. Gets it to Brazeau, now Kindle in the Flyers zone near half wall. It's a Letang at the near point. Back to Kindle in the slot. Over to the far circle. Shea Rister caught some traffic, sailed above the net.
Well, Kindle had a great chance to shoot, and he deferred to Shea. If you could shoot the puck like Ben Kindle, no disrespect to Ryan Shea, but you got to let that fly, kid.
Kindle with 2 NHL goals, one against Igor Shesterkin, the other against Sergei Bobrovsky. Both this year as the Penguins just some half-hearted passing around in the Flyers zone. They're lucky to still keep it in there. Down over to the far corner, Novak ladles it over to Kindle, curls around far circle. Now takes it to the high slot. Near circle, Rister, saved by Urson.
There's that shot by Kindle.
Up to Shea now in the high slot. Snapped over to Novak, far circle. Centering pass, sailed to the wide of the crease. To the near wall, it's played by Shea. He'll send it deep. Seeler plays it off the wall, kicks it out along the far boards. Novak keeps it alive. Long shift here for the Flyers. Koivunen sends it just wide of the net.
Ersson was off his net. Hits the net. Koivunen, it's 2-2.
Koivunen still looking for his first NHL goal as the Penguins are working Philly in their own zone right now. Ville's got it along the near wall, gets it to Ryan Shea, walks the line, gets it to Koivunen above the near circle. He spits it down low to Chris Letang at the hash marks. Cross-ice pass. Novak near circle. Rister off the shoulder of Urson.
Tried to go short side shelf.
Rebound to the far side. Chris Letang sends it deep again. Drysdale with it. In behind the net. Penguins will get some fresh bodies, and the Flyers finally clear it out to the neutral zone. But Achari slams Bobby Brink into the boards to slow down his entry. Just under 15 minutes left in regulation. Penguins trailing 2-1. As Erik Karlsson stands idle at the near circle in his own zone, causing the Boo Birds to come out. Achari forcing the puck into the Flyers zone, but Philly wrapping him all up. And a fight for the puck along the far wall, chipped out to the point, past Parker Wotherspoon, raced down by Erik Karlsson, will scoop it up. Then over to Blake Lizotte, who's hounded by Forrester. Escapes it to Parker Wotherspoon still, who snapped it, trying to get a give and go. Back to Lizotte, out of his reach though. And Lizotte flying in front of Zamula to take the puck away. But Philly's still able to break it out of their zone. Now slowed down by Juleson, and a hard hit from Dumba as he takes down Forrester in front of the Penguins bench.
With authority, Mac Dumba, kaboom!
14 minutes to go in regulation. Penguins trail 2-1. Chipped down to the near corner. Hollander sweeps it along the end boards. Defended by Couturier. Loose puck in front of the crease. Only guy who was there, though, was Tippett in an orange sweater. Chipped up ahead. Dumba paws it down. Spits it over towards the Flyers, and Hollander can't get it as Sanheim sends it the other way. Now Konechny in the Penguin zone. Curls on at the point. The Tippett near circle. Wrapped up by Hollander. Now he gets pinned into the boards as Konechny sends it down along the end wall. Picked up by Pickering in the end boards. Crosby coughs it up. Tippett a drive wide of the net. Rebound right in front for Konechny. He fires. Big save by Sheloff.
Oh, Arthur Sheloff, an aggressive blocker save as Konechny walked out from the goal line all the way to the slot and got a wicked wrister off.
Flyers still have it in the Penguin zone. To the far half wall. Couturier plays it off the wall. Sanheim a drive high of the net. To York at the near half boards. Down to Sanheim. He'll take it to the near circle, to the goal line, in behind Sheloff's net, to the far side, try to tuck one home. Hollander swipes it over to the far end, but Zegras keeps it alive in the Penguin zone. Now Hollander breaks up a pass, loose puck in the crease, finally poked out by the Penguins. It'll be Brian Russ. Under 13 to play in regulation. Penguins down 2-1 to Philly. Flyers out shooting the Pens 30-16. As Zegras collects on the near side, swings it around the board. Shelov's out of his net to stop it, leaves it for Ryan Shea. Snaps it up ahead to the far side, couldn't connect it to Brazeau. All the way down to the Flyers' end it'll go. And icing by the Penguins with 12:28 left in this third period.
Well, unleashing AI takes brain power and real power. From right here in Pittsburgh, EQT fuels the innovation, driving the next big play. EQT, unleashing America's energy future.
He's the old 2-9er, Phil Bourque. I'm Joe Brand. We're in Philadelphia, PA. Penguins scored the first goal. Philly got the next two. They lead 2-1 with 12:25 to go in regulation. Shot in the high slot. Now a loose puck tumbling over to the far corner. It's taken by Dvorak. Up top for Michkov. Down low to Sealer. Near circle, wrister. Saved by Shelovs. And that's number 29 of the night for Artur Shelovs, who continues to keep the Penguins within one goal. 2-1 Philly with 12:15 left. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Now through October 31st, SiriusXM is giving away a pair of tickets to every MLB postseason game through the World Series. Listen to MLB Network Radio for the clues to be the first caller to correctly name the postseason hero. You'll receive a pair of tickets to an MLB postseason game. MLB Network Radio has your chance to win on SiriusXM 89 in the SiriusXM app. No transportation will be included in connection with these prizes. For full contest information and official rules, visit SiriusXM.com/MLB Postseason Heroes 2025. No purchase necessary. Open only to current SiriusXM subscribers prior to September 19th. Just be a U.S. resident over the age of 18.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind, wrist the line, and walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM. Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps it. There's a chance. Rebound, Caulfield shoots and scores.
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Hey, Pens fans, come celebrate Military Appreciation Night, presented by 84 Lumber at PPG Paints Arena on November 9th as the Penguins take on the LA Kings. All fans in attendance receive a camo hat presented by 84 Lumber. Puck drops at 2 o'clock. Get your tickets today at PittsburghPenguins.com.
I would imagine you are a camo guy.
You would imagine that?
Yeah.
Do I just ooze camo guy to you?
I could just see you in whether it's the boots or the pants, the hat, you probably wear camo well.
Note to self, change my wardrobe. Borky's onto something. Shot wide of the net, tried to connect with Zamula on the back door, but the Penguins take it in transition over into the Flyers' end. Pulled away by Koivunen, gets it to Shea, far circle, takes it down to the corner, stripped to the puck. It'll swat it over to the near side for Ville Koivunen, up to Letang, one-timer. Couldn't get home as Novak got it on the near side.
Good low hard shot by Letang. That puck was there for Tommy Novak. Just got to get stronger on the stick.
Novak takes it back, sends it to the near corner, spit over to the far side. Zegras waiting for it. Slides it over, now up ahead. It goes out to the neutral zone. Novak doesn't have a stick. He'll kick it over to Shilovs. Penguins get a change with 11.5 to go in regulation. It's 2-1 Philly. Now Carlson slides it up to Hollander, takes it over the Flyers zone. Over to the far corner, curls around. Now played away by Sanheim. Hollander knocks it out of midair. Brian Rust gets in front of it and of Noah Cates. Crosby digs after the puck along the boards on the far side. It squirts out to the far point. Wotherspoon sends it deep. Crosby playing it off the end wall. Kicked over to the far side again. Hollander with it. Sweeps it over to Russ, near corner. Back to Hollander, in behind the net. Crosby kicks it to himself, far corner, shoveled up to Wotherspoon. Snap to Carlson, near point. Wrister towards the crease. Couldn't connect with Sid on the redirection.
He was covered by Cates really well there. That was a shot pass by Carlson, looking for the paddle of Sid.
Penguins still working in the Flyers zone here. Carlson near point, gets it to Mantha, down to Crosby, left back to Mantha. He'll take it down to the corner, below the goal line. Backhanded centering pass, loose puck in the crease. It's fought for, where is it? In front of the goalie, and finally Urson's able to stamp his glove on top of it. Brian Rust was down to a knee. There was a good 4 or 5 seconds. I couldn't see where the puck was.
Yeah, same. Then the Penguins were just like hungry hippos waiting for that thing to pop out from underneath. I believe it was Sanheim and Rust that were right on top of it.
Yeah.
And Rust didn't have his stick free to even take a whack at it, but watching the replay, he tried to use his right skate to kick it to a mate while Sanheim was on top of him.
So face off to the left of Urson now. 10.5 to play. Penguins still down by 1. Wotherspoon took his time with the puck, and now it's taken away by Tippett. Carlson breaks it up. Shilov's out of his net, kicks it ahead to the neutral zone. Now Malkin trying to chip and chase it to himself on the far side. Couldn't get it past Drysdale. As the Flyers will chip it back down into the Penguins' end near corner. Played off the wall by Carlson. Over to the far side for Matt Dumba. Up ahead to Mantha. He gets it to Malkin for the neutral zone. Sends it over to the far side. Down to the ice went and Tippett quite hard. Now Malkin over the Flyers line. Brazeau is shot and a shoulder save from Urson. Brazeau in the near corner. Down to Malkin. All the way up to Dumba. High slot. He unloads. Caught a piece of Garnett Hathaway. We get a whistle blown.
That puck went up into the crowd off of Hathaway when Dumba is trying to walk it to the center point. That's a big block by Garnett Hathaway to keep it 2-1 Philly here at the Infinity Mobile Arena. You are listening to the Penguins Radio Network, brought to you by our good friends at S&T Bank.
Never Ending 90s presents Ezra Ray Hart, 90s hits and X-Miss riffs. Mark McGrath of Sugar Ray. Kevin Griffin of Better Than Ezra. And Emerson Hart of Tonic. A night of all the hits. November 20th, 7 p.m. The Event Center at Rivers Casino. Tickets make the perfect holiday gift. Visit riverscasino.com for tickets. Don't miss Ezra Ray Hart Live.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, Changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
Penguins with a 2-1 deficit to Philadelphia. 9:42 to go here in the city of brotherly love. Penguins had the first goal in the first period. Justin Brazeau.
Hey, tomorrow night's Powerball jackpot now has an estimated annuity of $376 million. $376 million. So don't forget to play your local retailer or online. Pennsylvania Lottery proceeds. It benefits older Pennsylvanians every single day. You got to be 18 or older, and please play responsibly.
Flyers out shooting the Pens 31-17. Artur Shilovs has come away with 29 saves, and a few of them have been beauties. Koivunen in the Flyers zone. Cross ice pass to Kindle, who'll play it off the near corner. It jumped off the stick of one of the Flyers, racing after it's Tippett. He's got a bit of a breakaway near circle. Shilovs a big kick save.
Oh my goodness gracious. How many odd man breaks / breakaways have the Flyers had here tonight?
Pulled away by Kindle now as the Penguins try to get in motion through the neutral zone. It's Koivunen, far circle. His shot goes right off Sanheim. Luckily, he didn't know where he was. Snapped up to Dumba. Shot fired, didn't get through traffic. Played off the near corner. Cam York tries to kick it along the near boards. Dumba got in the way of it, though. Dragged out by Kindle, but now out of his reach. Sanheim will pull it away. Far side, backhand shovel it. Over to a tumbling Dvorak into the Penguins zone. Dumba came in to sweep the puck out of harm's way, but that was a near bullet dodged.
That would have been unbelievable if Dvorak was able to reach back with one hand on the stick, pull the puck to himself, and get going the other way.
You can't tell the Bluebirds. It's Crosby with the puck. A tough shot angle from Owen Pickering went off the end boards, almost angled home in favor of the Pens.
Yeah, Harrison almost put it in his own net.
A kick back out to Pickering at the far point. 8:10 to go in regulation. Penguins down by 1. Russ to Hollander, far circle. Shot got blocked through traffic. Crosby with a backhand shot. They score! A lucky bounce! And the Penguins have tied things up at 2.
There he is. The captain. You felt it coming, partner. I know you felt it coming. The Penguins are starting to stack them. And when you work hard, you do the right things, you get the lucky bounces. This bounces off of the shoulder of Nick Seeler, then off of Ersson. It trickles into the net. Keep booing them, man. Keep booing them, Philly. We absolutely love it. Sid makes it 2-2.
For Crosby, it's his team-leading 8th goal of the season. He now has goals in 6 out of his last 7 games. And you're right, off the upper body of Seeler, it just rainbowed over Ersson, but kissed his back on the way home. And we're tied at 2, 8 minutes to go here in Philly. Penguins threaten again, dumping it into the Flyer zone, but Philly chips it on out, tumbling puck over to the far side. Bobby Brink pins Ryan Shea into the boards in the far corner.
Chris said that's his 13th goal in his last 18 games here in Philly.
135 career points for Sid in 91 games.
You can blame Darian Hatcher, by the way. He lit the fuse.
Career goal number 57. As it's dug out by Connor Dewar. Out to the neutral zone, Blake Lizotte. He coughs it up. Brink's got it in the Penguins' end now. Far half wall. Stops on a dime. Curls around. Brings it to the point. Tries to send it deep. Dewar kicks it out, though, all the way to the Flyers' end. It'll go. And not far enough for icing. Just a little over 7 minutes to play here in Philadelphia. Sidney Crosby ties things up. Now Malkin takes it in the Flyers' end. Far circle. Wrister saved by Ersson. Rebound pops out to the far side.
There's a good no-look shot there by Gino. He was looking at us the whole time and then shot at Ersson.
He said, hey, guys, watch this.
Penalty coming up here.
This will be on the Penguins.
Yeah. This is Wotherspoon making the slow skate. Or if Kenny Malkin. Oh, boy, Gino. Gino's having himself a night. There's a lot of 1 step forward, 2 steps back for Evgeny Malkin here tonight. And on the back check, yeah, that's just, I'm just watching the replay because I didn't see it live, but he's back checking on Owen Tippett. And instead of just keep skating, he reaches out, turns the blade of his stick over, and uses it as a hook, and then goes right on top of the stick of Tippett, knocking out of his hands. Why? You just ask yourself, why would you do that?
The Penguins are back on the kill. They win the draw. Nola Chari clears it down. 6:40 to go here in Philly. A 2-2 tie and 1:50 to go on the Penguins penalty kill. Flashing call on Evgeny Malkin, has him in the box as Cam York takes it up towards center ice. Touch pass from Cates to Bobby Brink. He cruises into the Penguin zone, stuffed at the point, but still keeps it alive. He'll send it deep to the near corner. Erik Karlsson cranks it out all the way down to the Flyers' end.
Yeah, that's a good play by Karlsson, using his great skating ability to get to that loose puck and then just hammer it, just rip it off the glass down 200.
1:20 to go on the Penguins PK. Flyers back into the Penguin zone as they rim it around the boards to the near corner. Chris Letang clears it up but not out. York keeps it alive to Brink far point. Pass goes off the skate of Dewar, but Cates has it. Brink far corner. Back up to Cates at the hash marks. Up top to Zegras. He walks the blue line to York near the near point. Now back over to Zegras at the far circle. 1 minute left on the Penguins PK. York downstairs to Brink in the near circle. Defended by Letang. He'll take it in behind the net. Falls down to the ice. Fans want to call.
Yeah. They probably should get one because Letang just drilled Brink from behind with a cross check. But while the Penguins are on the penalty kill, you get away with stuff like that.
As they still fight for the puck, Letang hit the ice hard. Brink's got it below the goal line to the near corner now. It's up to Forrester to the high slot for Cam York. Far circle, one-timer, deflected and pops up, skims the netting. With 33 seconds to go on the Penguins penalty kill, we're tied up at 2, 5:18 to go.
Zegras and Dewar. This is what Connor Dewar does well. A skilled player like Zegras can easily get frustrated, and Connor Dewar, sometimes it's verbal, sometimes it's physical, but it's all about getting under the skin. And I tell you, the one thing I can tell you I know about Chris Letang, as rocky a night as he has had, and trust me, it's been rocky, he will continue to battle his behind off. He will leave it all on the ice. It might not be pretty. In fact, it might be ugly sometimes. But you can never question his heart, and you never can question his compete.
Fresh new 4 out there for the Penguins kill right now. Tommy Novak, Nola Chari, he'll take the draw. Erik Karlsson and Philip Hollander. 33 seconds on the Malkin slashing penalty.
Broken stick for Couturier. He'll get some professional courtesy to get a new piece of triple fiber carbon or whatever they're made out of.
I never knew you knew what the sticks were made out of. Heard vulcanized rubber quite a bit.
I'd swear when I go to buy my kids stick, they were made out of solid gold.
Former co-worker of mine just used to keep it to composite. So they stick the composite down to the ice, and the Flyers control after the draw. Along the far boards, chipped down to the corner, kicked out to the circle, and Achari will dig it on down to the Flyers' end. Under 20 to go on the Penguins PK. Malkin in the box. We've got 5 minutes left here in Philly, tied up at 2. The Flyers nearly cough it up in their own zone, send it ahead of the neutral zone. Achari sends it deep. That'll milk off more time.
You feeling the frustration in the building? The Flyers should be up 5 or 6 to 1 here in this game. Artur Shilovs has been out of his mind, and the Penguins have made it 2-2, and there's a routine glove save by Shilovs.
Malkin's out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5, and with 4:39 to go in regulation, it's Big Mac time. If the Penguins scored her in the final 5 minutes, in the third period of any game this year, you win a free Big Mac. Should the Penguins score, be sure to download your McDonald's app. Receive a free Big Mac with purchase. Offer is valid 3 days following the game where the Penguins score on the Big Mac attack.
You know, they have these things now where they're like hole punches. You can punch into leather. So maybe after this weekend, if the Penguins can get another Big Mac, would that be 3 in a week? Maybe.
That diet starts in November.
Let's talk about it during the break.
4:39 to go in regulation. We're tied at 2 in Philly. Don't go anywhere. Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Hi, this is John Mayer. I started a channel called Life with John Mayer, and what it does is it plays music according to the time of day, not genre. So you trust me that every time you turn the channel on, you're going to hear something that's going to fit the vibe. Whether you're on your way to work, on your way home, relaxing at home, or drifting off to sleep, the music will match. It's Life with John Mayer on Channel 14. Give it a try. It's also at home with the Sirius XM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
We're tied at 2 in Philly. 4:39 left in regulation. We'll get a face-off to the left of Artur Shilov. Sidney Crosby to take the draw against Christian Dvorak. Excuse me, that's Noah Cates. And Crosby wins the draw. Carlson pumps it around the boards to Brian Rust, who will chip it out to the neutral zone, but Philly takes it back, dumps it back on in. Down to the near corner for Carlson. Then up ahead to Russ. He gets it over to Wotherspoon, far side. He'll take it up to the neutral zone, dump it into the Flyers and around the boards to the near corner. Cam York's first there. He'll chip it down to the end boards. Philip Hollander came flying in, but couldn't get a handle of the puck as it chipped along the near wall. Carlson keeps it deep. Few Flyers digging after the puck around him as it's pulled out by Philip Hollander. Got it to Russ, near circle. Russ with 3 goals in his last 2 games. To Crosby at the point. One-timer Carlson, blocker save as the rebound pops up, never skidding the netting though. Penguins keep it alive in the Penguin zone. Tough angle shot, side of the cage.
Oh, ridiculous angle. Sid shooting that puck from a ridiculous angle, and Eriksson was not ready for it. It almost trickled down his gear into the goal.
Penguins still have it in the Flyers zone as a hard check into the boards on Crosby. Rolled up along the near wall. Rust has it, coughs it up. Mantha keeps it alive. To the near wall, it's Carlson. He chips it out to the neutral zone after being defended by Forrester, and the Flyers can get a fresh set of 5 out there. As Mantha kicks it down to the near corner, and the Flyers end. Up along the near wall, pulled out by Bobby Brink, kept in by Malkin. Mantha sweeps it over to the far corner. Brazeau working around Drysdale. Gets it back to Malkin in the corner. Along the circle, takes it up to the point. Backhand shovels it over to the near corner. Brazeau knocks it down out of midair. Flyers want a high stick call. And now the whistle's blown, and they do call it.
Did you think that was high stick on the puck?
I mean, maybe, but again, it's just a delayed whistle.
The guy's 6'5". How high does he have to be with his stick? I think the referees heard the crowd, heard the Flyers yelling.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I think they blew it down because of that.
So the faceoff will come in front of the Flyers penalty box. Near right dot. 3:03 to go here in Philly. Penguins and Flyers tied up at 2. Ben Kindle to take the draw against the Flyers captain Sean Couturier, and Philly wins it. Sealer over to Drysdale. Along the far walls out to the neutral zone. Tippett has been a nuisance tonight. He takes it into the Penguin zone. Backhands it around the boards. Couturier in behind Shilov's net. Plays it up to the point for Sealer. Cross ice to Drysdale. Rister goes off the stick of Konechny and played out by the Penguins. Koivu into the neutral zone. Sends it ahead off the near wall, but out of the reach of Tommy Novak as he was trying to get him with Novak in full flight. Now chipped up ahead Tippett into the Penguin zone. Softly dumps it to the near corner. Letang plays it off the end wall. 2.5 to go here from Philly. We're tied up at 2. Letang chucks it into the Flyers' end, far corner. Sanheim plays it over to the far wall. Tried to clear it out. Couldn't. Dewar keeps the puck alive in the corner. He gets thrown down to the ice. Blake Lizotte gets in front, but it's taken away by Michkov. Now Dvorak in the neutral zone. Takes it for the Flyers, chips it down for Zegras, who chases it into the Penguins' end. Chris Letang will take the puck away, get it to Dewar on the near side. He takes it the other way for the Pens. Achari over the Flyers line, far side, into the circle, cuts towards the crease, goes behind the net. One arms it over to the corner. Letang, a one-timer, pinballs around, rolls over, kept alive by Ryan Shea at the far point.
That shot by Letang hit Dewar on the outside of the knee. Dewar was about 15 feet from Letang, and Tanger blasted it right into his mate.
1:40 to go here in Philly. We're still tied at 2. Puck is pulled out by Sanheim. The Flyers played along the near side and dump it all the way down to the Penguins' end. They'll get a change. So will the Pens. The top line comes out. Philip Hollander, Sidney Crosby, and Brian Rust. Chipped down to the Flyers' end near corner. Played along the wall. Taken by Drysdale. Shovels it up to the point. Penguins try to keep it alive, but they'll have to regroup in the neutral zone. Wotherspoon up ahead to Crosby. Got just enough of a touch on it to get it deep into the Flyers' end. 70 seconds to go here from Philly. Loose puck taken by Brian Rust in the crease. Curls around. Gets it up to Carlson at the point. He walks the blue line. Wrists one off a couple of sticks from the Flyers. Loose puck taken by Crosby. Turnaround shot doesn't get past Sealer. It's taken by Noah Cates. He'll play it to the far side for Brink. Over the Penguins line. And the Flyers are offside.
Tyson Forrester, half a stride offside as the Flyers try the crisscross move right at the Penguins' blue line. Think I could squeeze in some birthdays, Joe?
I think you could.
Yeah, you sure? 52.9. Here we go. Alex Laferriere with the LA Kings, 24. Jack Eichel, 29. Martin Skula, 46. Benoit Hogue, 59. Kevin Dineen, 62. Gary Nyland, 62. And former Penguin tough guy, Paul Baxter, is 70. Happy birthday, boys.
Happy birthday, boys. 44 seconds to go here in Philly. We're tied up at 2. Sidney Crosby with the equalizer late in this game. His 8th goal of the season. Took a crazy bounce, but it got past Urson. The Penguins chuck it down into the Flyers' end. It's handled by Cam York. He'll spit it along the near wall. Brazeau keeps it on side. No, maybe not. The Penguins have to retreat. 20 seconds left in this game. Still tied at 2 as it's sent down to the Penguins' end. They wave off icing. Mantha pitches it over to Wotherspoon. Along the near side, he'll chip it off the glass. Knocked down by Tippett. Sent back deep again. 5 seconds to go. Carlson taking his time with it. And the Penguins extend their point streak to 7 straight games. They get outworked in the second period, but they tie things up in the third, and a 2-2 tie here from Philly will go to overtime. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Pittsburgh Penguins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Penguins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Penguins.
This is Labatt, brewed for the hockey fans who yell, "Shoot it" from the cheap seats, and scream, "Ref, you suck," like it ever worked. You pound on the glass, spill your beer, and still act like you're running the power play. But hockey wouldn't be hockey without fans like you and a Labatt in hand. Labatt, we're brewed for the roast. Enjoy responsibly. Labatt, USA, Buffalo, New York.
At Dino's Sports Lounge, 450 Labatt Blue 20-ounce drafts during all Pens games.
Well, the Penguins head to overtime for the second time in the last 3 games. A 2-2 tie against the Philadelphia Flyers. Penguins had the first goal of this game. Philly had the next 2, and then Sidney Crosby in this third period tied things up with his 8th goal of the season. It's the 6th time that Crosby has scored a goal in the last 7 games. Make it 7 goals in Sid's last 6 games. He'll take the ice with Brian Rust and Erik Karlsson to start this 3-on-3 overtime. It's Noah Cates, Tyson Forrester, and Travis Sanheim for the Philadelphia Flyers.
I feel like the Penguins have the advantage here with the momentum, and I sense frustration here in the building and frustration in the guys wearing that orange jersey.
Well, they win the draw. Opening faceoff brought to you by number 1 Cochran. Go one better. Here's Carlson with speed. He fires and a save by Urson. He didn't know where the puck was for a moment, but they do call it. Penguins attacking from right to left in their all-white sweaters. Artur Shilovs, who's had one heck of a night, still in net for the Penguins. For the Philadelphia Flyers in their home orange sweaters, attacking from left to right. We'll get a face-off to the right of Sam Urson, their goaltender.
That's right. I'll never get tired of watching Erik Karlsson skate like that. The explosion through the neutral zone for a defenseman, really, it's incredible.
Sid against Cates to the right of Urson. Fight for the puck, and the Penguins control. Karlsson in the slot. He fired a shot off the foot of Forrester, and it will retreat out to the neutral zone to reset things for the Pens. Karlsson shovels it over to Brian Rust. Now he'll use Shilovs and his Cates as a screen. Pass goes off the skate of Cates, who tries to keep it alive for Philly. Down to the ice, Cates goes. Now a stretch pass ahead. Chris Letang on a breakaway. He goes with the forehand, denied. And we got a whistle blown here. It's a delayed penalty on Philly. Now loose puck in front. Malkin to drive. He scores! They blow the whistle, though. It has yet to be called a good goal.
I think we have an illegal substitution. Now, a couple things. Is it a penalty shot for Chris Letang? Number 1. Number 2, Malkin scores, but the linesman clearly waved it off because the player coming on the ice for Shilovs came on the ice before Shilovs was at the bench. Illegal substitution, not a penalty, but no goal for Malkin.
Well, the fans here are livid, and 3 calls went against their way, one of them being a non-call. The first one was they thought Brian Rust had tripped Noah Cates over by Shilov's net as Cates was pressuring Rust big time. Now we'll hear from the official.
Here's your explanation. Yep, here we go.
There was no goal on the ice as there was a premature substitution of the goaltender. However, 46 Philadelphia has a minor penalty for a slot.
Here we go. Not so bad. The news was not so bad. So Zegras gets called for slashing Chris Letang. And you're right, should that have been a penalty against Brian Rust? Listen, I'm not going to call it heavy Penguins here. That should have been a penalty against Brian Rust. And it should be the Flyers going on the power play, but it wasn't called. And down the other end, Chris Letang looked like he was going to have a clear-cut breakaway, but the pass got away from him a little bit, so he had to corral it and then gear down to try to get a shot off. By that time, Zegras had recovered and slashed Letang. If you're Dan Muse, would you use your timeout here?
Yes.
I would. Or maybe wait. See how it goes here? But any kind of a whistle or stoppage, I think these are the guys you want. 17, 87, 71, and 65 for the Penguins. 4-on-3 power play in overtime.
Face off to the right of Sam Urson. The captains will take the draw. Sean Couturier against Sidney Crosby.
I'm on the knee right now praying for a one-timer.
The Flyers whip on a clearing attempt. Fight for the puck in the far corner. It's dragged out by Sanheim. Race to the puck. Karlsson gets there first. He keeps it out of harm's way. Now Crosby over the Flyers line. Far side. Down to the corner for Malkin. In behind Urson's net. Up to Rust on the near side. He shovels it over to Karlsson in the high slot. In overtime, Penguins on the power play here. Rust above the circle. Now to Karlsson. Malkin at the far circle. Over to Rust. Near circle. Crosby on the doorstep. Kick saved by Urson. And the Flyers clear it down.
Sid was in almost too tight there on Urson. And didn't get a lot on it. But it didn't find the 5-hole.
Penguins already back in the Flyers end. Here's Malkin above the near circle. Closes on in. Cross ice to Crosby. Karlsson. One-timer. Saved by Urson. Rebound kicks out. Noah Cates has it for the Flyers. He'll hustle it up to the near side. Defended by Sid. Slows down in the Penguins end at the half wall. Gets it to Sealer. He wrists one. Saved by Shilovs.
That was a wicked wrister by Sealer. Big glove save by Shilovs.
Under a minute to go on the Penguins' power play here in overtime. Malkin's pass gets interrupted, but Karlsson's got it. Now his pass gets blocked. Penguins fighting for it. It's taken by the Flyers up ahead to Couturier. He's in the Penguin zone, near half wall, cross ice over to Sealer. Saved by Shelovs as it went off Sealer's skate. And then it pinballed right in front of the Penguins goaltender. He saw it. Sealer went bowling into Shelovs, but he keeps it out. 40 seconds to go on the Penguins power play here in overtime. Tied at 2:51 left in overtime.
Now Dan Mears will use his timeout here. There needs to be a message given to Evgeny Malkin and Erik Karlsson. It's 4-on-3. You've got so much ice, boys. Why are you trying to make these high, super high risk cross-ice Sasha passes that are easily picked off by the Flyers? They continue to do it all night long. And at the most important part of the hockey game, you don't need to do it, boys. Just keep it simple. Keep pounding one-timers and look for the second and third opportunities. That's how easy it is to score in a 4-on-3.
40 seconds left on the man advantage for the Penguins here in overtime. It was a save by Shelovs to the face-off. Will go in the Penguin zone to the right of their goaltender, and after the timeout, it goes back to Crosby, Malkin, Brian Rust, and Erik Karlsson out there for the Pens. Couturier against Crosby. To the right of Artur Shelovs. Drop of the puck, and Philly controls. They get it out to Sanheim in the neutral zone, and will take his time and then dump it down into the Penguins' end. Around the boards, it's sent up ahead by Karlsson. Malkin takes it into the Flyers zone. Now to Rust, near circle. Couldn't get a clean handle on it. Kicked ahead now, all the way down to the Penguins' end. Shelovs first to get there.
Maybe one more push here by this unit. 4-on-3.
15 seconds to go on the man advantage here in overtime. Penguins can't get it into the Flyers' end. Poked away by Cates. He'll pick up the puck. Far circle. Backhand never got off. And a penalty on Evgeny Malkin. Out of the box comes Zegras. It'll be 4-on-4 hockey until a whistle's blown. They'll make it 5-on-4 because heading to the bench is Urson. Zegras with the puck near point of the Penguins' end. Under 2 to play in overtime. A delayed penalty here on the Penguins. Evgeny Malkin with a high slot at Sanheim. Far circle over for Konechny. Curls around the circle. One-timer saved by Shelovs. Over to the far side, and Mantha finally touches the puck with 1:46 to go, and the Flyers now go on an overtime power play.
Well, the one thing the Penguins are...
For number 71, 2 minutes for hockey.
Is interesting. And at times unpredictable. I watch a lot of hockey like you, Joe. I don't know another team that has players that can be so good, so unbelievably good, and in the same night, they can do things that make you want to pull your hair out and take a burled up fist and ram it into your nose.
Well, the special teams could not have gone more backwards tonight for the Pens. 0 for 4 on the power play. Philly is 1 for 3 on their power play. And multiple times tonight, the Flyers have gained more momentum shorthanded than the Penguins have on the man advantage. So there's just 1:46 left in overtime. And it'll be 4-on-3 in favor of the Flyers for its entirety. Face off to the right of Shelovs, and the Penguins have it. And Erik Karlsson will clear it down at the Flyers' end.
Once again, Nola Chari in the face-off dot has been an absolute beast for the Penguins.
1:35 to go in OT. Connecting with speed over the Penguins line. Far half wall, stops on a dime at the hash marks. Up top to Drysdale in the high slot. Connecting a one-timer. Got a redirection, but it went wide. Flyers still with it. It's swatted out to the near boards by Wotherspoon. Fight for the puck along the near wall. It squeaks out to the circle. Mitchkov with a touch on it. Achari's got it. He'll take it over to the far side, buy some time, and sling it on down.
Oh, love the battle there. Achari, Karlsson, and Wotherspoon. They just wanted that puck more than the Flyers.
Penguins either need a shorthanded goal or force it to a shootout to win this one. Under a minute to go in OT. Power play for the Flyers. They're in the Penguin zone at Zegras above the near circle. Takes his time with it. Deeks downstairs to Michkov. Jumped off his stick, but he plays it off the end wall. Shovels it over to the far corner. As Ryan Shea pokes at the puck. Konechny gets it in behind the net. Wotherspoon races after it. Clears it on down.
Oh, that's aggressive penalty killing. As soon as the Flyers bobble the puck, boom, there's 2 white jerseys right in their grill.
32 seconds to go in overtime. Flyers on the power play. Zegras slows down just as he enters the Penguin zone. Forrester, high slot. Rister scores. Ty Forrester finishes it off for the Philadelphia Flyers. They take advantage of a man advantage in overtime, and the Penguins fall 3-2 in OT here in Philly.
Just waiting to see if Dan Muse wants to challenge here because the Penguins are not leaving the ice. So hold the phone here. Was there any kind of an offside? I don't remember, or there was not any kind of goaltender interference even before the shot came. So just hold the phone, hold the phone, hold the phone. The referee has told the players to stay on the ice. Now, in overtime, it's not a challenge,
right? The previous play is under review by the league to see if the play was offside prior to the goal.
That's what I was going to finish my thought. It's not a challenge by Dan Muse. In overtime, every goal is reviewed by the league. It's now we're going to take a look now to see if maybe it can go all the way back because the Flyers had the puck in the Penguin zone for a while. You can back it up, even if it's 30 seconds, to see if the zone entry was offside.
It's when Zegras brought the puck to the blue line. Remember, he slowed things down. Yes. He kind of dangled with the puck, but I'm not sure if he fully brought it over the blue line. But all the coaches, see on a quick look right there, I don't think it's enough, but we'll have to wait and see. All the coaches started heading back into the coaches' room. They came back out to the bench, and I saw Nick Bonino.
We're getting a look here now, Joe. Really good look. Oh, boy. Tippett was stepping into the zone. Zegras, when he made his move, you're right. He was making his shifty moves right at the blue line, right at the blue stripe, and that's when he had a chance to
call.
Play was deemed to be offside.
Oh, my goodness. Offside, no goal. This is one of the craziest hockey games I've ever seen. This is Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes. You want a frozen frenzy? You got yourself a frozen frenzy. Oh my goodness gracious.
What did you say just a moment ago about this team being interesting?
Yeah, never a dull moment. And now you got to quickly, as a player, coaches, goaltender, you got to quickly hit that reset button and engage because they're ready to drop the puck outside the Penguins blue line.
There are fans coming back from the outdoor sections, back into their seats.
Sprinting through the parking lot. Let me back in. Show me your ticket, buddy. No!
25 seconds to go, and the Flyers still on the power play. In behind Shelov's net. It's cranked out by Ryan Shea.
Wow.
This game is still alive in Philly. We're tied at 2 with 12 seconds to go in OT. Now it's Tippett gaining speed in the neutral zone, and the Penguins end near side. Forrester, who thought he had the game winner, to Drysdale high slot. To Forrester near circle, over to Tippett, jumped off his stick, 2 seconds, 1, and we are going to a shootout.
Way to go, Ryan Shea. I love that. I love that right there. That's something we haven't seen from the Penguins in years. The play was over. The puck was bouncing in, and Zegras took a whack at it anyway. It's a nothing play. But it's all about principle. You know, it's Zegras feeling like, here we go. It's Zegras feeling like, I have no respect for you at all. I'm going to do whatever the HE double hockey sticks I want. And now HE double hockey stick is breaking out. We got mayhem here in Philadelphia.
It's turning into a fracas. Parker Wotherspoon wrapped up by a couple of Flyers right now. Nola Chari joined in on the fun. And Ryan Shea
Oh, now
as Vic
Zegras.
Sealer wrapped up, and now Zegras and Achari, helmets are off. Crosby comes in over to the far corner, and it's Achari, now Ryan Shea wrapped up with Tippett, but Achari and Zegras going after each other. There's sticks all over the ice. There's helmets and gloves gone, and we still have to get to a shootout.
Yeah, the really brave move by Trevor Zegras. Achari was down on his stomach with a flyer on top of him. Zegras didn't have anybody but the linesman. He got loose from the linesman and then ripped the helmet off of Achari, and that's what sent it to another level. Zegras is definitely going to go. But it's Zegras who started this whole thing. Complete disrespect to just chop the puck at the Penguins goaltender when the buzzer sounded. Of course he's going to get a response from the Penguins. If a Penguin did that down the other end, I would expect the Flyers to lose their mind on whichever Penguin player did it.
A game that we thought ended twice in overtime is going to a shootout. First, it looked like Evgeny Malkin had the overtime winner, but he came off the ice too quickly.
Yeah, so Gino goes from hero to goat to...
Well, not the new goat, not the good goat.
No, not the good goat. The bad goat.
Yes, it was Malkin that committed the penalty. And once it looked like Philly had won the game, in overtime on the power play, it had been concluded that Zegras brought the puck over when the Flyers were offside. So we go to a shootout. This is the second shootout for the Penguins. And Artur Shilovs was the goaltender in that game against the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Yep.
He had a stellar game against Columbus.
Yep.
He allowed all 3 goals in the shootout to the Blue Jackets. Meanwhile, the Flyers are 1-0 this year on the shootout. Sam Urson, who's come up with some big saves tonight as well, but not as many as Shilovs. And Shilovs will take the net for the Penguins over on the left side.